Johnny Dollar.
Well, now, that's nice. What can I do for you?
I beg your pardon?
Oh, it's quite all right, and it's granted. Granted. And now that's all you have to say.
No, wait a minute. Who are you?
Wait a minute. Well, what for? I'm busy. I'm a busy man.
Alvin Peabody Cartwright.
Who?
You.
That's right. Cartwright.
Well, what are you calling about, Mr. Cartwright?
Calling who?
Me.
Well, who are you?
Johnny Dollar. Listen.
Oh, well, Johnny, what a fortunate coincidence. You're just the man I want to talk to.
Coincidence?
Of course, that you happen to call me this way.
Well, I'm afraid it was the other way around. What's on your mind, Mr. Cartwright?
Johnny, I'm being threatened.
Oops. Again?
Yes, sir. And since my life is insured by the Continental Insurance and Trust Company, well, that makes it an insurance matter.
Yeah, well, now look.
And I refuse to let anybody but you look into such matters. So, Johnny, I want you to come over here to Lakewood and see me right away.
Yeah, well, Mr. Cartwright, you're sure this isn't just some...
Yes?
Well, you know, a couple of times in the past, that is, these emergency calls of yours.
You think I'm joking? Well, I'm not. You failed to come here and protect me against this threat. And only two things can happen. First, I can be murdered.
And?
And second, I'll cancel all the rest of the insurance I have with that company.
After you've been murdered.
And so you get yourself on over here right away.
Mr. Hello? Well, here we go again. And yet, I wonder.
CBS Radio brings you Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Continental Insurance and Trust Company, Home Office, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the deadly chain matter. Thanks to Alvin Peabody Cartwright, I've been involved now and then in some real wild cases, real crazy. On the other hand, he's an erratic old eccentric, but extremely wealthy. As a result, he's not only been the target of a lot of rackets, but has come very close to being murdered more than once. So, item one on the expense account, $1 for a taxi to the office of Bill Ferguson at Continental Insurance and Trust.
No, Johnny, he hasn't said a word to me. He tell you what kind of threat he's received?
No, Bill. As usual, he told me nothing.
Well, it doesn't matter, but with the millions worth of insurance we've written for Cartwright, and I mean millions, and to be sure we don't lose his account to some other company, well, we can afford to pamper him a bit, which is to say we can well afford to pay your expense account, even if all he wants to do is say hello to you.
Okay, then, Bill. I'll run over to his home in Lakewood and see him.
Of course, if he really is being threatened...
Don't worry. I'll let you know about it. Expense account item 2, $5.70 mileage on my car to Lakewood. For my money, it's one of the prettiest little towns in all of New England, home of a lot of wealthy retired people. The Cartwright place, where the old man lives alone, sits on top of a low hill at one side of the lake, with 2 or 3 acres surrounding the fine old house. Hi, Mr. Cartwright.
Johnny Dollar. Oh, well, this is an unexpected pleasure.
Unexpected?
Come in, boy. Come in.
Oh, thanks. Well, sir, how are you this fine July afternoon?
Afternoon? It's almost evening. Can't you see that?
Well, how are you anyway?
Oh, I'm terrible, John. Oh, I'm just terrible. That rainy weather the past couple of days, I've hardly been able to talk.
Well, there's been nothing wrong with today. A lot of nice warm sunshine.
Today I've been feeling fine. Whatever made you think otherwise? Oh, and tell me, whatever brought you here to Lakewood?
A phone call, Mr. Cartwright.
Oh?
Yeah, from you. You said you wanted to see me right away.
I said I want to see... Oh, yeah. Oh, of course I did. And you know why?
Why, sir?
Because I refuse to do anything foolish, that's why. And yet, if I don't, Johnny, I'll get myself killed. Just like Hector Kenworthy and Alpheus J. Perham.
If you don't what, Mr. Cartwright?
Carry on the chain letter I received.
Oh, now, wait a minute.
That's a fact. Look here. Like this. Yeah, I read. You see what it says? Continue this chain. it says. And you will not only receive a lot of money when your name reaches the top of the list, but in exactly a dozen hours. A dozen hours is exactly 6 days, John. I figured that one out.
Yeah. Well, go on reading.
Yes, now here. In exactly a dozen hours, you will have unexpected great good luck.
Oh.
But if you break the chain, in a dozen hours, dire disaster will overtake you.
Oh, now, look. Surely you don't believe that kind of junk.
This very same letter was received by the two friends of mine I mentioned, Perriman out in Chicago and Kenworthy out in Los Angeles. They broke the chain. In exactly 6 days, they were both dead.
Coincidence.
Oh, no, sir. This is a vicious, murderous racket.
Well,
I'm sure of it.
Why do you say that, Mr. Carter?
Because of the way they died, Johnny.
Oh?
Yes.
Then maybe you'd better tell me about it.
But... Johnny, my good friend Kenworthy, out in Los Angeles, died exactly 6 days after he broke the chain of these letters, just the way the letter said he would.
Coincidence, I tell you, Mr. Cartwright, or at most a result of some superstitious fear that the letter instilled in him.
No, sir.
Well, that's what these chain letters do. They hold out that phony, hollow promise of giving you something for nothing. And they scare you into doing it, work on your superstition.
Johnny...
And if you think superstition is dead in this enlightened age, you're wrong. Why, some of these chain letters even include a religious-sounding prayer for good luck.
Let me explain.
And you know
this,
the only people who profit by the letters that ask to send money? The people who start them, or maybe one or two others out of the millions who send them along. Millions of suckers, that is.
But, Johnny, that isn't...
Look, ask anybody you know, anybody who's ever carried on the chain, how much did they get out of it? Nothing.
Well, now, this one is only for an exclusive group of wealthy, retired people. So listen...
Oh, sure, but take my word for it, it's worthless.
But don't you see...
Even if it's one of those that doesn't require sending any money, you can be sure the crook who got it going either has some ulterior purpose or he's just a plain crackpot. Anybody who gets scared into going on with it ought to have his head examined.
Johnny, will you listen to
and
me?
if they want you to send money... Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Cartwright. Go ahead. Just how did your friend in Los Angeles die after the dozen hours had passed?
Yes, well, now, the same as my other friend, Alpheus Perriman in Chicago.
Yeah, well?
They were both of them run over by a hit-and-run driver at exactly the time the chain letter said disaster would overtake them.
You know they're against the law, don't you? Chain letters for any purpose.
Of course they are, and they should be. But you just listen to this, and this is why I'm worried.
Yeah?
A dozen hours after he received this letter and carried on the chain, Admiral Parley Barron came into a great fortune.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, you see. Now, and this one, Adjutant General Frederick Melchior was suddenly and miraculously cured of cancer.
Same old junk.
No, listen. But a dozen hours after Hector Kenworthy of Los Angeles broke the chain. That's my friend, Johnny, that Hector.
Yes, I know.
And after A.J. Perriman of Chicago broke the chain, they were both dead. Yeah, you see that? Right here.
Let me see. And if you break the chain, beware. The same thing can happen to you. It will happen to you.
Yeah, I know. You see, Johnny?
Well, I think maybe you're right. This is the same kind of scare stuff, but it goes a little bit too far.
Yeah, and it isn't the $100 I'm supposed to send.
$100?
Yes, $100 in cash to the name at the top of the list.
Exclusive list of honest, wealthy, retired people.
Exactly. And do you know who else has received one? Here in Lakewood?
Who?
Mrs. Templeman, the rich widow who lives over at Piney Woods, and Wilfred W. Winterbottom, the retired oil millionaire.
This name at the top, the one who gets the $100, Mr. Daniel Stringer.
Yes, here's the address, care of Post Office Box 101, New York, Zone 84, New York.
I don't know what part of New York that postal zone is, but believe me, I'm going to find out.
You are? What do you mean? You're not going to leave me?
I'm not just going to sit here.
But don't you see? The dozen times a dozen hours are over for me.
And you're superstitious, too? Enough to be scared by the threat in this chain letter? Enough to maybe hurt yourself by doing some fool thing or other because you are scared?
Oh, well, no, John, no. Why, of course not.
All right, then. I'm going to get you a bodyguard from the local police. Where's your phone?
They're on the stand in the corner. But now, Johnny...
Yeah?
If the police come around, wouldn't that warn anybody who might be coming here to harm me?
Mr. Cartwright,
Yes, Johnny?
there are times when I think you're... Well, I think a lot of things about you.
Oh, sure, I know, yes. Wild and crazy, eccentric old man.
To be very blunt about it, yes.
Yeah, maybe I am. A little bit.
But when the chips are down, you're no fool.
Oh, no, I wouldn't be too sure about that.
I've never really given much thought to this chain letter thing before. Sure, I've tossed some of them into the wastebasket. But maybe I should have investigated them, even the little ones, because they all work on the same principle. They all contain a threat, and they all capitalize on fear. Look at that. It says, exclusive list of honest, wealthy, retired people.
Yes?
Why, a list like that can be bought from 100 sources, from companies that cater to the mail order business.
Yes, of course.
Oh, maybe I'm all wrong, but suppose somebody bought a list of wealthy people all over the country. Suppose he went to Los
Yeah,
Angeles.
well, where Kenworthy live?
All right, yeah. Suppose he rented a post office box. Then he sent out a couple of hundred of these letters, maybe 1,000. A lot of rich people live out there. The letters were all the same, with his name at the top of the list. Then half a dozen fictitious ones.
Fictitious?
Yeah. Any names on that list that you recognize?
Let me see here. No.
All right. So maybe only 100 people were scared into sending the money, carrying on the chain. After all, like you said, it isn't $100.
You're right, Johnny. And 100 people at $100 apiece.
$10,000. Even half of that would make it worth sending out those letters. By the time the 6 days are up, he's collected enough, so he skips town.
And people like Kenworthy and Perriman, you think he killed them to carry out the warning?
Well, frankly, I doubt it. Just the same, I think I'll call the Lakewood police and have somebody sent out here to look after you.
Even though...
Even though.
What is it, Johnny?
Maybe I was wrong, Mr. Cartwright. Your phone wire's been cut.
Johnny, the phone. The telephone isn't working.
Ask me, Mr. Cartwright. Somebody's cut the wires.
Then the threat in that letter. It means that somebody's come here to carry it out.
Only one way to make sure. You stay inside here while I go out and take a look around.
Maybe that's what they want you to do, go out there in the dark. Huh? Johnny, I'm going with you.
No, you're staying right here. I'll be back in a minute.
But there may be some danger.
Or it may be that your phone is just out of order. We'll see. There was enough moonlight for me to see where the line off the telephone pole led to a connector box at the back end of the house. There wasn't enough light for me to notice a trailing vine as I edged my way along. So what happened? I tripped and fell flat on my face. Before I could get back up on my feet.
So you come out to see what was wrong.
Oh!
You were Mr. Cartwright.
Oh.
For not reading your mail real good.
When I finally came to, I found myself on a big leather sofa in one corner of Mr. Cartwright's library. My head felt like it had been the target for a bolt of lightning, and the lightning hadn't missed. A familiar face slowly came into focus.
That's right, Johnny. Another little sip of this brandy, and you feel much better.
Mr. Cartwright.
Here you are.
Thanks. Thanks.
I was afraid there might be somebody out there, so I sneaked on out after you.
Yeah?
Yes. And I took along an old cricket bat.
Oh, no.
Yes. And when I saw what he was doing to you, I let him have it. Oh, yes, with all I had. Oh, I slayed him.
Well, who is he? Where is he?
I had an awful time dragging him into the house, but I did it, Johnny. Yes, indeed, I did it. And I locked him up in the broom closet, too. I locked him up tight.
Good. I told you you're okay when the chips are down.
Oh, it's just that I caught him off guard.
Oh, sure. But now if I can get up on my feet.
Yes, the boy.
Yeah, I think I'd like to talk to him. Our visitor turned out to be a pug-ugly gorilla, hardly the brains behind a chain letter racket. Except for admitting he'd been hired by somebody in New York to come up here and give Mr. Cartwright a beating, then make it look like a burglary job, he refused to talk. So we locked him up again, and I laid my splitting head on a pillow for some much-needed rest. By the time I awoke in the morning, feeling somewhat better, Mr. Cartwright had fixed me a mess of bacon and eggs for breakfast.
Sure, Johnny. I just walked down to the corner gas station and called the telephone company. And you know something? They came out here and had that line all connected up again in less than an hour.
Good.
Yes, just like that. So maybe I'll buy a couple thousand more shares of stock in the telephone company, huh? Just to show them how I appreciate it.
Yeah. What about our little pal? I mean, the one who slugged me last night.
You know, Sir Johnny, I decided that after the way he behaved last night, He doesn't deserve any breakfast.
No, I mean, where is he?
He's still locked up in the broom closet. Do you think I ought to call the police to come and get him?
No, not yet. Maybe I can beat some information out of him if we need it.
Well, of course we need it. Don't we?
Now, let's wait and see. First, I'd like to make a phone call. The call was to my old friend, Lieutenant Randy Singer, New York Police Department, 18th Precinct.
Post office box 101.
Yes.
Postal zone 84.
And if he comes around to pick up his mail, you nab him.
On what charges, Johnny?
Fraud, sending threatening letters through the mail, anything you can think of.
Yeah, okay, I'll dig up something. But I can't hold him for long unless you come down here and prefer something definite against him. And Johnny.
Yeah?
You still haven't told me what this is all about. And if I didn't know you...
Just you grab hold of that box holder if he shows, and I hope he does.
Yeah, well, just you be sure and get on down here.
Mr. Cartwright and I piled into my car. We drove over to call on first the wealthy widow Templeman, then the retired millionaire, Mr. Winterbottom.
Why, yes, Mr. Dollar, I was just about to mail in the $100 to the name at the top of the list.
Don't.
Then later I'd mail out the other letters to some of my friends.
Don't do it.
But if I don't, something terrible might happen to me. The chain letter said so.
If you do, it'll be a violation of federal law.
Huh?
That's right. And you could end up in prison for it.
Prison?
Well, Mrs. Templeman?
Is Mr. Dollar?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Better do as he says, Mr. Winterbottom. But I didn't realize. I didn't know
You do now, sir. Then back to Mr. Cartwright's home on the hill, just in time to answer the telephone. Johnny Dollar.
Johnny, I've got him. And what a find.
Yeah, Randy?
Daniel Stringer, alias Danny McKay, alias Willie Daniels, and half a dozen other things. I watched him unload the post office box myself, Johnny. Then I tailed him to a cheap rooming house.
Go on.
When I nabbed him, he was opening, must have been 50, 60 letters he'd got. Chain letters. And, Johnny?
Yeah?
You know what he was taking out of them?
I can guess, Randy.
Thousands. Enough money to hold him on suspicion of almost anything. And, Johnny...
Still here.
He also had a bunch of new letters he'd written, all addressed to folks in a wealthy section down near Germantown, PA.
Then hang on to him, Randy. I'll be down to make formal charges against him.
Okay.
Maybe I'll pick up a chief inspector from the post office department to do it.
Okay, Johnny.
Yeah, maybe some of those chain letters, the little ones, are harmless. But again, maybe they're not. And they're all against the law. But there's only one thing to do. Avoid them like the plague. Or better still, if you get one, take it right down to your local postmaster. He'll know how to go about helping to stamp out this racket. And believe me, that's all it is, a racket. Expense account total, including mileage on my car and the trip to New York and back, $27.35. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, mystery, suspense, and, murder. Take me to Columbus, Ohio. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, Howard McNear, Paul Dubov, Frank Ursel, and Herb Vigran. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Jim Matthews speaking.
Johnny Dollar.
Johnny, this is Don Boomhauer.
Down in Sarasota, Florida.
That's right.
Don, how are you? How's the real estate business?
Just fine, and business is booming.
Yeah, I haven't seen you since I flew down there to do some fishing with our mutual pal, Earl Poorman.
That one with his misguided sense of value.
Now, what's that mean?
Oh, his trips out to California all the time.
Huh?
And this time it looks as though he might stay out there.
Don, I think all you Floridians are jealous of California.
Now, Johnny, you think we'd ever admit it, even to ourselves? Be rank heresy. Anyhow, with Earl Poorman out of town, at least for a while, I'm kind of holding down the office of Tri-State Life and Casualty these days. So what happens?
Trouble.
Trouble. Client's name is Thomas Patterson.
All right, what's happened? Somebody knock him off or something?
No, not yet. But a few years ago, when he was living up in Jacksonville, well, Tom was the sole witness to a murder.
Yeah?
The killer was tried and sent to state's prison.
Uh-oh.
Huh?
So now this killer's on the loose, and you figure Tom Patterson's life isn't worth a bag of beans.
That's it, exactly. Want to come down here and see what you can do about it?
Nope.
Now,
But,
Johnny.
okay, Don, I'll grab the first plane I can.
CBS Radio brings you Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Tri-State Life and Casualty Insurance Company, Sarasota office. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the deadly debt matter. Expense account item 17940, taxi in a plane out of Hartford. The flight was good, and by early afternoon, I was in Don Boomhauer's real estate office in Sarasota, Florida. After the usual amenities.
Now, let me lay it all out for you, Johnny.
Yeah, sure, Don. Go ahead.
And to begin with, the life insurance policy involved has a face value of $70,000.
Let's see then. My commission will come to,
Don't you ever think of anything but money?
Sure.
Like what?
Well, right now I'm thinking about the chances of staying alive. After all, with a killer on the loose, well, at least the thought of a few bucks coming to me could help me die happy. The insured's name you said is Thomas Patterson?
It is now.
Huh?
Some years ago, Johnny, young Tommy lived up in Jacksonville, worked as a milkman.
Uh-huh.
Early one morning, that was in 1951, he pulled up in front of an alley just in time to see a man named Casey Carey shoot down a fellow named Harker, who just happened to be busy at the moment blasting away at Carey with a .38.
Oh, so Carey pleaded self-defense, huh?
Well, he tried to, but the jury wouldn't go for it. You see, there'd been a long-standing feud between the two of them.
Uh-huh.
Only reason they didn't give Carey the chair is because Harker had a record as long as your arm.
I see.
Instead, Carey was given 10 years to life.
I see.
The point is that Tommy Patterson's testimony was what really convicted him. So, of course, he made the usual melodramatic threat.
Oh, yeah. That he'd get Patterson if it was the last thing he ever did.
He didn't care when. He'd be in no hurry. But sooner or later, he'd track him down and kill him.
Mm-hmm. So what's happened?
Tom had just got married, started a nice little family, 2 boys and a girl. So Carey's threat scared him as much because of the wife and kids as for himself.
Yeah, but now, Don, you know as well as I do how little those courtroom threats usually mean.
Now, wait.
Yeah?
About that time, some relative died and left Tom a considerable sum of money. So he changed his name, legally.
Changed it to what?
To what it is now, Thomas K. Patterson. What it was before doesn't matter.
Okay, go on.
Then he and his family moved on down to Venice, a few miles south of here.
Yeah, I remember the town.
Well, there in Venice, he set up the Excellent Dairy Products Company. Nobody down here has known him as anything but Tom Patterson, so he's felt perfectly safe. Until, that is, about 6 months ago.
Yeah?
He was up in Jacksonville on a business trip. He was just walking along the street one day, turned a corner and bumped into a man coming from the other way.
Uh-oh.
Yes, he took one look at the man's face and started running like a scared rabbit.
Casey Carey.
Well, what do you think?
But now, wait, Don. If Carey got 10 years to life in 1951...
I know. When he stopped to think about it, Tom couldn't believe it. But he went down to the public library and dug into the old newspaper files.
Yeah?
Sure enough, thanks to good behavior, model prisoner, and all that sort of stuff...
Carey got out?
Carey got out, legitimately. But to Tom Patterson, that would only mean one thing. Carey was out to get him.
In the exciting history of great American inventions and inventors, there is no one who stands out with the eminence of Thomas A. Edison. Among his hundreds of great inventions, Edison gave us the phonograph, the microphone, a telephone system, various improvements for telegraphy and motion pictures, and most significantly, the electric light or incandescent lamp, originally referred to as bottled light. When Edison was still in his 20s, he set out to invent an electric lamp which could operate on low power and would be safe for use in homes and other buildings. He knew that resistance to electricity would make wires and other substances glow for an instant with white heat, but they would be instantly consumed. So he tried several types of fiber or wire sealed in a vacuum and succeeded in producing a glow which lasted for several hours. The next step was to find a filament that would give off a bright light and last for a longer time. In his search for the right substance, which he could seal in his vacuum bulb, he tried 6,000 different substances, ranging from human hair and tar to foodstuffs and vegetable fibers. Finally, he hit upon the idea of using the fibers of the bamboo tree. Carbonized, these threads provided the filament he sought, and thus the incandescent lamp became a reality. It was discovered not by accident nor by profound scientific knowledge. It was the result of tireless effort and endless trials. Edison, like so many geniuses before him, found success through determination and the philosophy which has blessed the work of most American inventors. Somehow there must be a way. Let's find it.
And now, Act Two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Now, wait a minute, Don.
Yes, Johnny?
Tom Patterson wasn't sure that Carey actually saw him, recognized him, huh?
Well, at the time, no. After all, Tom had only had a very brief glimpse of the man, and the man had made no attempt to go after him.
Uh-huh. But he's sure now that it was Carey.
Yes.
All right, so what did he do?
He drove on back to Venice, quietly bought himself a Colt 32 and got a permit to carry it.
Did he tell the police why he wanted the gun?
No. Of course, all along, Johnny, Tom had hoped that Carey hadn't recognized him. That even if he had, he wouldn't know where to look for him.
But, now, Don, unless this man Carey has made some move against him...
Now, just wait, Johnny.
Okay. Tell it your way.
A couple of months ago, Casey Carey appeared and settled down in Venice.
Oh?
Yes, he rented a small house and got himself a job in charge of one of the filling stations on the trail.
Well, that doesn't sound as though he moved in just to carry out his threat against Tom Patterson.
Needless to say, Tom tried to avoid him. But now and then, when he'd see him on the street or forget and go past the gas station, it was Carey who'd avoid him. Pretend not to see him.
Don...
I know what you're thinking, Johnny. But just remember one thing.
Yeah, what's that?
Carey had made it plain right from the beginning that he was in no hurry to get back at Tom.
I see. So you think he's kind of playing a cat-and-mouse game with him, huh? Just to build up the old fear in him, prolong the agony, maybe?
What else? And believe me, he's succeeding. When Tom finally called and asked me to have you come here to protect him, he was almost a nervous wreck.
All right, tell me this. Has Carey any brains, or is he just a typical dumb hood?
He's in charge of a modern filling station for one of the big important companies.
All right, then he must have too much sense to commit another murder. But if he can simply wear Patterson down with fright, maybe even drive him off his rocker...
Johnny, Carey swore he'd kill Tom Patterson, and I'm convinced that he meant it. More important, Tom is.
What do the police say?
Well, Tom hasn't told him, in order to keep his wife and kids from finding out about it. That's a pretty small town, you know. If it weren't for his family, Tom would have just pulled up stakes and headed for Timbuktu.
Don, if he's as scared as you seem to think...
As I seem to
and if
think...
there's no good reason for it...
Well?
Got an extra car I can use?
Yeah, sure. The yellow one parked out front.
Good.
Here. There are the keys.
All right, thanks.
What are you going to do?
Drive on down to Venice to see Tom Patterson and the police. Item 2, 425 for a tank full of gas. In Venice, I found Tom Patterson in his office at the Excellent Dairy Products Company, about to leave for the day. What Don Boomhauer had said about him was true. He was just about beside himself with fear. And somewhat against his wishes, I hauled him over to police headquarters. Brad Younger, the chief, was most cooperative. But...
Okay, Billy, let me know when he comes in.
That's it.
And yes, Mr. Dollar, I know all about Casey Carey.
Oh?
Then why haven't you done something about him?
Now.
Why have you let him settle down here in Venice?
Now, just a minute, Mr. Tom.
If you know who he is, that he's the man who's threatened to kill me...
I said just a minute, Mr. Tom. Now, you just sit there and be quiet.
Yeah, please. Go on with what you were saying, Chief.
Mr. Johnny, I learned all about Carey from the big oil company he works for. All about him, including that foolish thing he said in court 9 years ago.
All right, then.
So I had a little talk with him, and we kind of kept an eye on him. Of course, only the boys on the force, and I know that. We weren't sure that Mr. Tom here knew about him being here or recognized him.
Of course I did.
There was no reason to scare him or that nice family of his.
Very considerate, Chief.
Considerate? What's considerate about letting a killer settle down here in the first place?
Now, hold it, will you, Tom?
But look here, Mr.
If you
Dollar.
want help in this thing from me or the police or anybody else...
Of course I do. Why else do you think I had Mr. Boomhauer send for
All
me?
right, then let us handle it our own way.
But don't you see...
Otherwise, we'll be glad to back out. Just let you take care of it all yourself.
But I...
Well...
All right, Mr. Dollar, I'm sorry.
Okay.
So anyhow, Mr. Johnny, I'm convinced that Casey Carey is all right. He's forgotten his threat.
And I tell you that he... No, Chief. I've got to have protection against him. Somebody to watch over me night and day.
Tom, suppose Carey hasn't forgotten his threat to kill you.
I'm sure he hasn't.
And suppose Chief Younger were to give you protection for a while, and the hope Carey might try to make a move.
For a while, did you say?
That's right.
He said he'd be in no hurry to get me.
I know
and
that.
he's waited 9 years so far. He'll wait longer if he has to, but sooner or later he's... And what about my family?
Excuse me, Chief, but here's that report you asked.
Oh, okay, Billy, okay. I'll be through here in a minute.
Yes, sir.
Now, you're a very upset man, Mr. Tom.
Well, wouldn't you be?
And I see there's a pistol permit listed in your name. You have that gun on you, Mr. Tom?
It's at home in my bureau. What about it?
Now, don't you think it might be real sensible if you turn it in before you get excited and do something foolish?
No. No, I don't.
Why not, Tom?
Because if you won't help me, then maybe I'd better help myself.
I took the chief aside and promised I'd stay with Tom Patterson, if possible get his gun and turn it in. Then Tom and I left. As we rounded the corner, we passed Carey's gas station.
No, Mr. Dollar. He's off duty this time of the evening.
Ah, you know where he lives?
Yes.
Where? Because that's where we're going.
What?
Well, now, you wanted a showdown with him. Okay, now's your chance.
But without my gun? You can't be serious.
While grabbing a sandwich and some coffee, that's item 3, $1.40, I managed to sell him on the idea. Then we drove on over to Carey's house on a lonely side street.
He must have seen me, Mr. Dollar, and he's probably waiting in there in the
Ask
dark.
me, there's evil in there, mister.
Huh? Yes? Oh, what did you say, ma'am? And who are you, please?
I'm one of the neighbors, mister, that's what. And when I heard that shot in there
You heard a
while
shot?
ago, well, then I kind of thought about it for a while, and then I called the police.
While we were sitting in that restaurant having... Come on, Tom, this door's open. There's got to be a light switch here on it. Here it is.
Mr. Dollar.
Huh? This is Casey Carey?
Yes, sir. Only...
Yeah. Shot through the head. And it looks like about a 32. Tommy, isn't that the caliber of your gun?
Why, yes.
And where did you say it is?
At home, in the bureau.
Well, there's no use to lie about that.
Well, Chief Younger.
Sorry, Mr. Tom. I'm holding you for murder.
Gold is considered more precious than silver. And because it is, we find it hard to understand why silver takes precedence over gold in the military insignia of rank in the United States. At one time, except for the silver stars of generals worn on epaulets of gold, the color of an officer's insignia of rank depended on his branch of Army service. Infantry officers wore epaulets of silver with insignia of gold. All other officers wore the opposite. In 1851, all epaulets were gold with silver insignia. But majors and second lieutenants had no insignia at all, except for a difference in size of the epaulet fringe. Between the Civil War and the Spanish-American War, most epaulets were abolished, and majors were given gold leaves to indicate their rank. But the poor second lieutenant had to wait for his gold bar until, and believe this or not, 1917. Regardless of the date of establishment, all military insignia have been a source of pride for members of the armed forces of the United States of America.
And now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar and the Deadly Debt Matter.
That's right, Mr. Tom. I'm holding you for the murder of Mr. Casey Carey.
No. No, Chief, you're wrong.
Am I? Looks to me like this is his dead body laying here, and I'd guess this hole in his head was made by a .32 caliber bullet.
Chief Younger, look,
and Mr.
listen.
Tom, that's the same as this gun of yours. So, here you are, Mr. Dollar. Here's a murder weapon.
That's my gun. Where'd you get it?
Mr. Tom, I hate to say this, but I had a feeling your coming to see me was a bluff.
Bluff?
Yes, sir. To make me think you hadn't yet done any harm to Mr. Carey here.
Wrong, Chief.
Am I?
I had to practically drag Tom over here to see you.
Well, then, let's just say he was more willing than he let on.
That's not true.
And when some woman phoned about hearing a shot out here and young Billy Barker came in...
Barker?
One of my new boys on the force. When he laid this gun on my desk and the number on it checked out against your permit, Mr. Tom...
Where'd you get this gun?
Right where you throwed it off to the side of the road over toward Midnight Pass.
What?
That's right. If young Barker hadn't stopped to fix a tire on his squad car and stepped on it, it could have laid there forever, nobody the wiser.
But I told you, I left it in my bureau at home.
That just doesn't make sense now, Mr. Tom, and you know it.
But it's true.
So where were you after you and Mr. Johnny left me at headquarters?
Well, I can answer that,
I'll tell you where,
Chief.
Mr. Tom. You came over here and killed Mr. Carey and took the gun and throwed it off in the bushes.
Wait, Chief Younger, listen.
Yes, sir?
Tom has been with me from the time we left you.
Who?
Yes.
Well, then all that means is you killed him before you came to see me.
No, Chief.
And when the doc digs a bullet out of Carey's body, and I take it along with your gun up to the police lab in Sarasota...
Mr. Dollar.
And if they match up together...
Tommy, it looks kind of bad for you, doesn't it?
No, please, listen.
You better come along with me, Mr. Tom.
Maybe Chief Younger was right. And when a report came back from ballistics that the bullet had come from Tom Patterson's gun, when Tom had no way of proving he'd left the gun at home, well, I still couldn't believe Tom had done it. Another thing, the neighbor woman had heard the shot only a little while before we got there. What's more, Carey's body had still been warm. But instead of putting up a defense for Tom, I decided to play a real wild hunch that just might turn up Carey's killer. Item 3 from a phone booth, 30 cents for a call to Don Boomhauer.
No, Johnny. The man Tom saw Carey murder back in '51 was named Harker.
Not Barker?
Nope. Gerald Harker, with an H.
Well, then I guess my hunch about this new man in the department.
Hunch about what?
Oh, it's nothing, Don. Forget it. And thanks. So maybe I was wrong. So maybe instead of always acting on these crazy hunches, and yet... Item 4 was $1.10 for a call to Jacksonville to Mike Kirby in the city room of the Times-Press. And bless him, he came up with some mighty revealing information for me.
And then he worked for a while on the police force, Johnny.
Oh, they're in Jacksonville?
That's right. Looked to me as though the boy was trying to live down the family reputation by putting himself on the side of law and order.
Maybe.
And a month or two ago, he handed in his badge and moved to... Hey, what was that maybe you threw in? About his being on the side of law and order?
That's right.
But, Johnny, if he was a cop...
And here's another maybe.
What?
Maybe that boy still is.
What?
A cop. Thanks a lot, Mike. I went back to police headquarters where Chief Younger was half asleep at his desk. I told him I wanted to have a little talk with one of his men.
No, Mr. Johnny, but it's after midnight, and he doesn't come on duty until late in the morning. But okay, if you insist, I'll call him, get him out of bed, and have him come down here.
And then about half an hour later, they're in Chief Younger's office.
Something special, Chief? Get me out of bed this way?
Billy, I want you to meet Johnny Dollar. Mr. Johnny, this is Billy Barker.
Hi, Billy.
Mr. Dollar?
Only, why did you change your name from Harker when you came down here to Venice.
Huh? What's that, sir?
I'm afraid it was a dead giveaway.
I don't know what you mean, sir.
I'm sure I do.
That and the fact you didn't move down here until Casey Carey did.
Oh, you mean that man that was killed this afternoon?
That's right. The man who'd killed your own father back in 51.
Is that true, Billy?
How did you know, Mr. Dollar?
Casey Carey, the man you swore you'd someday get even with for killing your dad.
How did you know that?
I didn't. I was guessing.
Looks to me like you guessed right, Mr. Johnny.
Now, look.
When you learned that Carey was getting out of jail, you joined the force up there, hoping that maybe you could find some excuse to kill him in line of duty.
You don't know
But
that.
before you could do it, he moved down here to Venice. So you followed him and joined the force down here.
You think that's the reason I came down here?
All you could do was bide your time. Until this afternoon, when you heard us talking in here and found out about Tommy Patterson recognizing Carey, being so wild with fear that he was willing to kill him.
Now, you listen.
So all
to
you
me.
had to do was get hold of Tommy's gun. I don't know how or when. That's beside the point.
Mr. Johnny, you sure this?
I'm not sure of anything, Chief.
You bet you are.
But if Billy is willing to go over to the police lab in Sarasota, let them make a paraffin test of his shooting hand. Well, Billy.
All right, you two.
Oh, you don't kill! Chief, you want to let Tom Patterson out of that cell so he can go home to his family?
Yes, sir. Right away. And thank you, Mr. Johnny.
Expense account total, including our motel room, some fishing out in the Gulf with Chief Younger the next day, then the flight back to Hartford. Call it $200 even. Remarks? The fishing was great. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, Russell Thorson, Barney Phillips, Sam Edwards, Bert Holland, and Stacey Harris. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is John Wald speaking.
Johnny Dollar has come to you through the worldwide facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.
Johnny Dollar.
Told him to drive carefully, and he usually does. But a few minutes ago on WSPB, when I heard the radio news report, well, it was about a man who was found dead in his car on the edge of a swamp.
Oh? Well, maybe that
The
explains
radio
why...
said he was found just off the Tamiami Trail, somewhere south of here. I don't know exactly where.
Oh, and you think maybe that's what he went out to see about, huh?
No, listen, unidentified, they said. The man, I mean. But the car, the description of the car, it was exactly like Earl's.
Well, so what? Now, take it easy, Mike. First, you call WSPB.
I did. Only they didn't know any more than they said in the news report.
Okay, then call them again. Ask them where they got that story. Whatever news service they got it from knows where it came from, what police department. Or maybe they got it from the police direct.
All right, Johnny. I'll phone them again.
Sure. And when you get the information, you can call the police direct.
Yes. Yeah, I'll do it. I'm sorry I sounded so upset.
Oh, well, just stop worrying. But go ahead and put through that call to the station anyway. Meantime, I'll find out how soon I can get a plane down there.
CBS Radio brings you Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar. Attention Earl Poorman at the Tri-State Life and Casualty Company, Sarasota, Florida. The following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the false alarm matter. Expense account item 1, $79.60, taxi and a plane out of Hartford. Flight connections were perfect. The trip was easy, and by mid-afternoon, I was at the Poorman home on St. Armand's Key in Sarasota.
Johnny, oh, you sweet guy.
Okay, now, Mike, you better tell me what you learned when you called back to that station.
Oh, Johnny, I'm so sorry. I don't know what got into me, being so worried about him.
You mean that Earl is okay?
But the way he rushed out of here this morning without telling me where he was going or why, and then when I heard that awful report on the radio...
You did check back with WSPB?
They called me.
Oh?
Yes, right after I'd finished talking to you. And, Johnny, they were wonderful.
How do you mean?
Well, they'd realized I was upset because of my having called them before, so they'd checked that news report all the way back to the police who'd found that man dead in his car from a heart attack.
And?
Well, it was the police in Bonita Springs. That's down below Fort Myers.
Yeah?
And yes, the car was like Earl's. But the dead man's name was Jensen or Benson or something, so all my worry was for nothing.
Oh, well, I'm glad. You kind of had me worried, too, on the way down here.
I love that guy, Johnny, like nobody else in the world.
Well, I don't blame you a bit.
And now you've come all the way down here for nothing.
Well, maybe I'll talk him into taking me fishing. Where is he, then?
What?
Well, after all, if he left early this morning, you still haven't heard from him?
No. No, Johnny, I haven't. And look, it's after 4 o'clock.
Ah, easy,
and
gal.
Johnny, this isn't like him. Not to at least call or something.
Now, don't start worrying that pretty head of yours again over nothing.
But if he'd told me where he was going or why, he was in such a hurry.
Mike,
and with all these crazy drivers on the road this time
Mike,
of year.
behave yourself.
But Johnny,
Look, now, I kind of like that guy, too. And if you'd given me just one honest reason to be concerned about him...
Oh.
You see? That's probably Earl calling you right now.
Oh, dear, I hope so.
Sure, of course it is. I'll bet on it. Well, go ahead, answer it.
But if it isn't, if it's the police or something...
Okay, I'll take it.
Mike, listen to me.
Who is it, Johnny?
Look, listen, I'm sorry not to have called you.
Oh, it's Earl.
But I've been tied up on a pretty serious matter down here.
What kind of matter?
It could be a murder, one of my policy holders. So put in a call for me to Johnny Dollar up in Hartford.
Johnny.
Ask him to get here as fast as he can. You get that, Mike? Tell him not to bother stopping there at the house, but to meet me down here.
Down where, Earl?
Or maybe you can meet him at the airport and drive in. What? What did you say?
Well, I simply asked you down where.
Oh, well, down here. What? Who's that?
Well, keep talking, Earl.
No, wait. What is this? I mean, who are... Johnny?
That's right.
Oh, now look, somebody's trying to... Is this some kind of a gang?
Well, just exactly where are you? You haven't been very definite so far.
Okay. It's 9727 Sunnyvale Road. It's off the highway below Venice. But now listen...
Well, if Michael let me use her car, I'll be down there in jig time, okay?
Who are you?
I told you.
But it isn't possible.
Just keep your shirt on.
How could it be?
Why don't you sit there and patiently try to figure it out, huh?
You rascal.
But, Johnny, if you really are Johnny, look, say something more. Talk to me some more.
Earl, swam down in Venice.
What?
Yeah, try figuring that out, too. Well, I know I can.
Oh,
Well, everything okay now, Mike?
am I relieved?
Sure.
But you rascal, have you ever put Earl into the Department of Utter Confusion?
Oh, I tried.
I'm sure you succeeded.
So if I may use your car...
Of course you may.
Then maybe I better hit the road before Earl has a chance to call back.
Yes, you do that. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. Winston gives you real flavorful, rich tobacco flavor. Winston's easy drawing too. The flavor comes right through to you. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
A modern filter? Sure, Winston has it. But that's only the beginning of a Winston. Up front, up where it really counts, Winston packs exclusive filter blend. Light, flavorful tobaccos, specially selected and specially processed for filter smoking. Filter blend. That's why it's fun to smoke Winston, America's best-selling filter cigarette.
Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
And now, Act Two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the false alarm matter.
The address Earl had given me on Sunnyvale Road turned out to be a huge, expensive home of white brick and stucco, surrounded by well-kept lawns and gardens with a lot of statuary. Tall palm trees lined the driveway, and there was every conceivable kind of tropical tree. Yeah, quite an estate. 2 cars were parked out front, Earl's and another one that looked familiar with a doctor's tag on it. Earl met me at the front door. After learning how come I happened to be in Florida, he got straight to the point.
But now come inside, Johnny.
Yeah, sure.
It was Dr. Crutcher who called me, dragged me over here. You remember him?
Sure do. Lives just up the street from you and Mike.
Yes. Well, Doc is here now, and he can probably tell you more about this than I can.
Well, Earl, you said something about a possible murder.
Crutcher has been the family doctor. Has taken care of Linda ever since she was a little girl.
Linda?
Which is to say, since long before she inherited the family chemical business, made it pay off, then married Frank and built this beautiful home.
Frank who, Earl?
As wrong a marriage as there could possibly have been. Frank was after Linda's money, that's all. And everybody in the world seemed to realize it but she.
Yeah, but who's to argue when love comes along?
Love? Don't kid yourself. It was out of pity for Frank that Linda married him, made him president of the plant. Typical of her, though.
What do you mean?
Harry Forrester, chief chemist and VP. Not because he knows anything about it, but because she felt sorry for him after she turned him down in favor of Frank. Jim Tarker, Bill Price, Art Higbee, sitting there in their fancy offices, collecting big salaries, and only because she'd known them as kids, heard their sob stories, and wanted to help them.
And that plant makes money?
Only because Linda really ran things herself. Now that she's dead, well, I'm sorry to have got so far away from why I'm glad you're here.
It's all right, Earl. The more general background I can get in a case like this, if it is murder.
And I'm absolutely certain now that it is. I'm glad to see you, Johnny.
How are you, Doc?
Glad you could make it, though how you got down here so quickly.
Well, maybe Earl will tell you about that later.
Yes. Now, look here.
Doc led me across the room to the bed. Lying there was the body of Linda. Even in death, she was beautiful. And I must have said something to that effect under my breath.
Yes, she was, Johnny. She is now, but not when Earl and I first arrived.
Oh?
Her body was twisted as though in pain, eyes wide, the pupils dilated.
That sounds like cyanide. But look at her now.
That's right. So, I decided it must have been something far more subtle, something that would leave no obvious indication after a couple of hours. Possibly potassium theramolysilate.
Oh, I'm afraid I never heard of that.
Immediate symptoms are much the same as for cyanide, but now, as you see, the body is relaxed, and what color is left? Well, another doctor, not knowing her history, might have come to the same conclusion as the maid when she called me and said that Linda was having a heart attack.
That's why Doc had me come along with him, Johnny, in such a hurry.
What do you mean?
A heart attack, Linda?
Oh, I see.
So, I immediately made some tests. Well, ever since you got me interested in forensic medicine, Johnny, well...
Oh, I told you you'd make the best medical detective in the world, Doc.
Well, I carry quite a bit of equipment about in my car.
And I'll bet it even includes that ubiquitous microscope of yours.
Yes. Anyhow, I found definite indications now of potassium theramolysilate.
Well, how was it given to her?
I said indications, Johnny, not traces of it.
So?
I doubt if even an autopsy would show traces of it.
But then how are we going to... Well, isn't poison usually given in food?
I've checked the silverware, every piece of china, every utensil in the house. No sign of it. And she hadn't been out of the house. But now, don't forget this, Johnny.
Yeah?
Just one good breath from a PTM crystal could produce death in a matter of minutes.
Well, what about the servants? There must be servants in a place like this.
There are, and I've questioned all of them. Nothing.
Do you mind if I talk to him?
By all means, Johnny, do so.
Most of all, I wanted to see the servants, see what they were like, and, well, I must admit, they all convinced me they'd been completely devoted to their mistress, that not one of them could possibly have been accessory to this murder. The last one I talked to was Irene, Linda's personal maid, who'd been with her, helping her dress when the end came.
And I was at the closet getting her shoes for her.
Now, where was she, then?
Sitting there at the dressing table. Poor dear. She had fixed up her hair, and she was putting some perfume on herself before getting into the dress that she...
Wait a minute, please.
And then she clutched at her heart, and she screamed.
Yeah,
and then
Irene, thank you. That'll be all.
And she was gasping, and I helped her over to the bed, and so I laid her down and...
Hey, listen, Doc.
Yes, Johnny?
Now, let me see. Yeah, here. This perfume bottle with the stopper lying here beside it. Yeah, here you are, Doc.
Yes.
No, don't sniff it.
Looks to me like it's empty.
Sure it is. Now. But, Doc, can you run a test? Can you tell if it's ever had a crystal of that potassium thera stuff in it?
Well, yes, Johnny, immediately.
Okay, now, Earl. You seem to have known quite a bit about Linda, whatever her name is.
Well, I should.
So maybe you can come up with some idea about who might be suspect in this thing.
Of course I can, if you and Doc will give me half a chance to get a word in it.
Who?
But it's the proof you've got to get for it.
Who, Earl?
Look, I told you about her marriage, the reason for it, didn't I?
Huh?
And who else would have access to this rare drug that Doc is talking about? And who else will get hold of the chemical plant now that she's gone?
Earl.
Of course, Johnny. Her husband, Frank Hansen. He's the only suspect.
Earl is right, Johnny.
Then where is he?
He left here early this morning, ostensibly to go to the plant. He hasn't been seen there.
Hansen.
That means only one thing. He skipped. But if you can find him, if you can prove he did this...
Johnny, there was potassium theramolysilate in this bottle.
Wait a minute. Hansen.
What?
She said a name like Jensen or Benson or something.
Who? What are you talking about?
Earl, I'm sorry, but I got a hunch this prime suspect of yours is also very dead.
Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in just a moment. Here's a reminder to you that March is Red Cross Month. There are a lot of facts in print about the effective, broad battle the Red Cross wages to overcome human problems all year around. It's not likely at this late decade that anyone has to sell the Red Cross. It might be in order, however, to remind our listeners to send that annual check to your local Red Cross chapter. Now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
I made a phone call to Police Lieutenant Paul Briscoe at Bonita Springs. Yes, it was the body of Frank Hansen they'd found in that car off the Tamiami Trail. Apparently, he'd just been driving along on his way to the plant, smoking a cigarette, when his heart suddenly... Huh?
That's right. The cigarette just fell to his lap and burned up to ashes.
I told him to run a test on the other cigarettes they'd found with the body, a test for PTM. About an hour later, the lieutenant called me back.
You were right, Mr. Dollar. It was no heart attack that killed him. It was that poison.
Then I talked with Doc and Earl about the personal side of Linda's life, about her love affairs over the years. And yeah, sure enough, the one man who threatened all sorts of things if she married somebody else. But there was still the matter of getting proof for a confession.
Yes? What is it, Johnny? What are you thinking of?
Doc, I'm going to need your help.
You know I'll do anything I can.
Now, let me think. Let me think for a minute. Yeah. Hey, listen. Can you concoct something out of those chemicals you have there? Something that will, say, make a kind of stain after a few seconds if you put it on your hand?
Well, I don't know, John. Yes, maybe there is. Yes, a combination of this colorless dye with a small amount of ferrous hide. Yes, of course it will.
A combination? Good.
But what for, Johnny?
Because I'm going to play this hunch of mine to the end.
But we need some proof.
And Doc.
Yes?
A tiny sponge or a piece of gauze that'll absorb one of those two chemicals that I can tape it inside a finger on my left hand.
Why?
Anything you say, Johnny.
The other chemical, well, just keep it in the bottle until I'm ready to use it.
Johnny, do you mind telling me what you're up to?
Sure I mind. Just get that stuff ready for me, Doc, and we'll take off. A few minutes later, the three of us in Earl's car drove down to the chemical plant. Fortunately, the chief chemist, Harry Forrester, was still there. I was introduced, shook hands with him, with both my hands. Then we took him into a private office, and I went to work on him.
I'm afraid I don't understand what this is all about, Mr. Dollar. Insurance investigator, did you say?
Yeah, that's right, Forrester. Now listen to me.
Oh, very well.
If Linda Hanson were to die...
Linda? Die? Heaven forbid.
Oh?
I was in love with Linda at one time. Very much in love.
With Linda or her money?
I beg your pardon.
You know that's true, Harry.
Pullman, I resent that.
Just sit down, Forrester, and take it easy. Okay, now. If Linda were to die, I would assume that her fortune, including this plant, would go to her husband, Frank.
Frank?
Well?
Well, of course it would. But why do you bring up the thing?
But suppose Frank were to die, too. You'd kind of be next in line, wouldn't you?
I?
Of course you would. After all, you were next in line in her affections, weren't you?
Well, Dollar, I don't see that
Smart, ambitious guy like you? You mean you didn't even rate next to Frank?
Of course I did.
Then you'd be next in line, wouldn't you?
Well, suppose I were. What difference does it make?
And you just happen to know where to get your hands on PTM.
PTM?
Potassium theramacylolate. You do have it here, don't you?
Why, I would assume so.
That is a chemist? And you aren't sure?
Well, of course we have it. But I've never had occasion to go near this stuff.
Never? You sure of that?
Absolutely. Quite frankly, I'd be afraid of any proximity to such a drug.
Never touched the stuff, huh?
Never.
May I have the bottle, please, Doctor?
There you are, Johnny.
That is PTM.
Now you know it comes in crystal form.
Oh, yes.
No, Forrester, this is just a harmless... Oh, I'm afraid I spilled some of it on your hands.
You certainly did.
Oh, that's all right. Wipe it off. It's already begun to do its work.
What?
That bluish tinge. Positive proof that you've been handling PTM.
You were sure?
Yeah, that you somehow got into Linda's perfume bottle on some of Henry's cigarettes. Well?
Then you know.
That's right. Want to call the police, Earl?
Sure. No. So you're right. So I killed them both. But I'm not going to be dragged through the filthy courts. And neither you nor anybody else...
No, you don't.
Here. Look. This tiny capsule he was about to swallow.
Yeah. What do you think, Doc?
Well, of course I can't be sure without... Those crystals certainly look like it.
PTM.
PTM.
So, it'll be up to the courts whether Harry Forrester likes it or not. And believe me, I'd hate to be in his shoes. Well, I keep wondering, why don't they ever learn? Expense account total, including a gift to the Pormans for putting me up for a few days while Earl and I did some fishing, 161 even. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Our star will return in just a moment.
Constipation can be a problem for anyone, even doctors. And when constipation occurs, it's interesting to see just what doctors consider important about a laxative they might use or recommend. Well, a majority of the doctors we heard from had this to say.
A laxative should be effective, gentle, close to natural acting. A medicine that can be used with complete confidence.
Now, X-Lax has been popular with many doctors and millions of people over the years because chocolated X-Lax is effective. Overnight, it helps you toward your normal regularity. X-Lax is so gentle, so close to natural acting, there's no upset. That's why many doctors and millions of people use X-Lax with complete confidence. X-Lax, the laxative that helps you toward your normal regularity. Gently, overnight.
Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's program.
Next week, a lesson in how to rob a bank. You think I'm kidding? Well, I'm not. You see, it's also a lesson in how to get caught doing it. Matter of fact, it involves a modern, clever, scientific device that not very many people know about. If more of them did, well, believe me, there'd be a lot less futile attempts at bank robbery. And it's this very device that helps me solve the case I investigate by providing a picture, a simple snapshot that didn't turn up, but that gave me all the evidence I needed. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Shirley Mitchell, Virginia Gregg, Vic Perrin, Lou Merrill, Paula Winslow, Frank Nelson, and Dick Crenna. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is John Wall speaking.
Stay tuned now for Suspense on the CBS Radio Network.
Okay, they're coming into the stretch and turning for home. It's Warlock and Gay Reward head and head for the lead. Here they come. Here comes the finish, and it's Warlock by an O. Man, oh, man, what a race. Man, oh, Manischewitz, what a wine. Yes, in sports, you can tell it's a great moment by the cheers. And in wines, you can tell it's Manischewitz by the raves. Man, oh, man.
Man, oh, Manischewitz, everybody's wine because it tastes so good.
Try all three new Manischewitz fruit wines, blackberry, cherry, and loganberry, each 100% pure and specially sweetened. Serve Manischewitz fruit wines anytime and often.
In a wine glass, on the rocks, in a highball with your favorite mixer.
Man, oh, Manischewitz, everybody's wine because it tastes so good.
Manischewitz Wine Company, New York.
WROW, Albany, New York.
From Hollywood, it's time now for...
Johnny Dollar.
I have a call for you from Hartford, Connecticut. One moment, please.
Oh, thank you, operator.
Go ahead, please.
Hello?
Johnny?
Yeah, that's right.
Bill Ferguson at Continental Insurance and Trust. I'm glad I caught you before you left Los Angeles.
Oh, I was just about to check out of my hotel here in Beverly Hills and grab the morning flight back east.
Well, don't.
Yeah? What's up?
Do you remember Alvin Peabody Cartwright?
Cartwright? That wild old character who lives up in Lakewood a few miles north of Hartford?
That's the one. Batty as they come, but worth a lot of money.
Hey, you can say that again.
Oh?
That robbery I cleared up for him last winter? Bill, he insisted on giving me a small bonus for it. 3,000 smackers.
Wow.
Yeah. So if Mr. Alvin Peabody Cartwright is calling for my services, I am ready, willing, and able.
Well, he is, Johnny. He says it's
tremendously important that you contact him at once.
All right, then I'll finish my packing and grab the plane.
No.
What?
He's out there on the coast. Has a little, or at least he calls it little. He has a place right there in Beverly Hills at 10321 North Roxbury Drive.
10321 North Roxbury. Did he tell you what it's all about?
Only that it's very important that he see you right away. When you consider how many attempts have been made on his life over the years.
Yeah, I know.
And, Johnny.
Yeah?
Don't forget that Cartwright is a pretty important client of ours. If anything should happen to him.
I see what you mean. Okay, Bill, I'll be in touch.
Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Continental Insurance and Trust Company, Home Office, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the life at stake matter. I notified the Beverly Hilton that I'd be staying over for a while and grabbed a Beverly Hills telephone directory. Expense account item 1, a call to Crestview 32121. Mr. Cartwright?
Cartwright?
Yes, sir.
Cartwright, huh? Well, that's very interesting.
I beg your pardon?
What's the matter? Don't you hear good? I said that's very interesting. You see, my name is Cartwright, too.
No, you misunderstood.
So, what can I do for you, Mr. Cartwright?
Listen, will you? This is Johnny Dollar.
Dollar? Oh, now, what's the idea of trying to confuse me that way? I'm Cartwright. You remember?
Yes, sir.
And, Johnny?
Yeah?
How did you do it?
Do what?
Get out here so fast. I only put in that call to Hartford about an hour ago, and here you are. I mean, how did you manage it?
Oh, well, you see, Mr.
I know these new jet flights are pretty fast, but... Now, Johnny, you haven't been fooling around with some of those rocket ships, have you?
No. I'm afraid not. I just happened to be here already, you see. I was working on a case up at Morro Bay.
Oh, and did you solve it?
Yeah, it came out all right.
Well, congratulations. Johnny, you are a wonder. And I think you deserve some kind of a reward for it. So, maybe I'll think of something.
Oh, well, thanks, but that won't be necessary.
Whatever you say. I know that I'm deeply indebted to you for the things you've done for me, so, Johnny...
Well, don't worry about it.
Whatever you say. Well, nice to talk to you. Goodbye.
Yeah. Now, wait a minute.
What? Wait a minute. Well, can't you see I'm busy?
But you sent for me.
I did.
Yeah. You called Hartford, said you wanted to see me right away.
Oh, of course I did. What's the matter with you, anyway? Of course I want to see you. Jonathan Peebles, too. Right away.
Who is Jonathan Peebles?
He's an old friend of mine. He lives out here. I telephoned him to come a-running, too.
Oh, well, what's it all about, Mr. Cartwright?
Well, just you get yourself on over here to my house, and I'll tell you. And don't you waste any time. You just hurry.
Pretty important, huh?
Important? It's vital.
Well, is somebody threatening you, something like that?
I said it's important, Johnny. And I mean important.
Okay, Mr. Cartwright. I'll be right over.
Hurry, Johnny. Please.
Yes, sir. Yeah, old man Cartwright was as wacky as a bedbug. But what Bill Ferguson had told me was true. A lot of people had tried over the years to get to him, get to his money. So I phoned the desk for an Avis rent-a-car and started down from my room. I say, started. The youngster who came barreling down the hallway, chasing a hula hoop, was probably a very nice kid, a great joy to his parents. May even grow up to be president of the United States. But as I started out the door, that hoop caught me between the knees and down my leg.
Daddy! Mommy! I killed him!
I came to a couple of hours later on a table at the dispensary, I guess you'd call it, there at the hotel. I was conscious of a good-looking blonde in starched white uniform standing beside me, holding a wad of cotton a few inches from my face.
That's better now. That's better.
How is it?
Now, once more, take a good, deep breath. Inhale, Mr. Dollar.
Yeah,
Oh. What? Just smelling salts. You had quite a bang on the head.
Yeah.
You should see what you did to that metal door panel. When the child's parents say that if there's anything they can do, they...
No. Nurse, where's my coat? Oh, here.
But you wore a rest a while.
No, sorry. I gotta get out of here. And thanks. I dashed out to where my rental car was waiting for me and drove to the address on North Roxbury Drive in a wealthy section of Beverly Hills. A beat-up touring car that must have dated back to the early 30s was parked in the driveway. The front door of the house stood wide open. Mr. Cartwright! Mr. Cartwright! Oh, hello. Is that you?
He isn't here.
What?
Are you Mr. Dollar? I mean, are you Mr. Dollar?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm Jonathan Peebles, Alvin's friend, and... Oh, Mr. Dollar.
Yeah. What's the matter?
He's gone. Something's happened to him, and... Oh, Mr. Dollar.
Well, yeah?
Well, from what I saw, from what I've found around here... Oh, Mr. Dollar, he's been murdered.
He what?
I'm sure of it. He's been murdered.
Mr. Cartwright has been murdered?
Oh, Mr. Dollar, what can we do?
Well, what happened? How long have you been here?
He telephoned me, told me to come over here, that it was very urgent.
Yeah, he told me the same thing.
But he often does that. You know how he is. Always has to see me right away, immediately. And often it's just for some little thing like sharing some ice cream with him or seeing a new flower that's just come into bloom.
Yeah, I know.
Most anything. So
now...
that's why I didn't hurry coming over here. And anyhow, Betsy doesn't like to be pushed.
Who is Betsy?
Well, that's my nice old car that's parked out front. Didn't you see it?
Oh, yeah, sure.
I named it Betsy after an old white horse I used to have when I first came to California.
I see.
A wonderful horse. And would you believe how old she was when she finally died?
No, and I don't care. Now, about Mr. Cartwright.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dear Mr. Dollar. Well, when I finally got here a few minutes ago, I was surprised to find the front door standing wide open. But then I wasn't surprised either, if you know what I mean.
I certainly do not know what you mean.
Well, I mean that he often left it open that way, and I told him 1,000 times he shouldn't do it, that it was careless of him, and that one of these days some ruffian, knowing about all the money he had... Well, I told him, Mr. Dollar.
Yes, I'm sure you did, but that doesn't do us any good right now.
No.
Look, before we go any further, Mr. Peebles, just who are you? One of the many of Alvin Cartwright's eccentric old wealthy friends? No, I beg your pardon. I didn't quite mean that the way it sounded.
Well, I should hope not. Believe me, I may be eccentric, but I am not wealthy. If it wasn't for beneficial finance, I couldn't even keep up the payments on Betsy.
You mean to say you're still making it? Oh, now, wait a minute. Mr. Cartwright.
Oh, yes, of course. So, well, anyway, I came into the house and I called to him. I looked around for him, but there was no one here.
No servants?
No. And anyway, he keeps changing them so often that, well, I just can't keep up with him. So I looked all through the house.
Any sign of a struggle, anything like that?
No. Then I looked out the window, and I saw them.
Who's them?
2 men walking out the driveway from back where the garage is.
What did they look like?
They were awfully rough-looking, but they were well-dressed, so I thought perhaps they were a couple of Alvin's new servants I hadn't met, but... Oh, if I'd only thought about that tool robe they were carrying, and the way it was dripping.
Wait a minute. What's a tool robe?
Oh, it's like a big, heavy suitcase, like a small wardrobe trunk. Well, it's more like a suitcase.
Oh.
It was heavy. They could hardly carry it. And, oh, Mr. Dollar.
Wait a minute. Listen. You said it was dripping.
Oh, yes. Oh, all over the drive.
Come on. I think we better take a look. And close that front door.
Oh, yes.
Come on. These men were coming from the garage.
That's right, yes. But Alvin doesn't have a car, so what could they be doing there?
Is that where he kept his old luggage?
Yes, and the frozen food locker and some garden tools. Oh, there. Now, look.
Yeah, I see.
Oh.
Good Lord.
Oh, yes, it's blood, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, they've killed him, dismembered him. Then, oh, Mr. Dollar.
I made a hasty inspection of the garage. Nothing. I found no sign of a struggle anywhere in the house. I tried to get a description of the men he'd seen from Jonathan Peoples, but I'm afraid he wasn't much help. And yet, with that funny mind of his...
Oh, dear, Mr. Dollar, I'm afraid I'm so distraught that I just can't remember it all.
All right.
Poor Alvin.
Now, look, they must have had a car, Mr. Peoples. Did you notice a car out front?
Car? Why, yes, I did.
All right. Can you describe it to me?
Yes, it was a touring car in 1931. Oh, no, that's my car, I'm thinking.
Oh, great.
But there was another at the end of the driveway. And, Mr. Dollar, I've seen that car before.
What kind?
Well, it was a four-door sedan. It was a big car.
Yeah?
It was silvery on the sides and a cream color on top, like vanilla ice cream.
Do you know the make?
And the license number was CFU160.
Good. You're sure of that?
Oh, I never forget things like that.
And you say you've seen it before?
Many times.
Where?
At the dock.
Where?
At the Malibu dock. That's where he keeps the Alpi car.
Where? Who keeps the what?
Where Alvin keeps the Alpi car, his yacht. Alpi car. Alvin P. Car.
Okay. It's a pretty slim lead, but come on. And it was a slim one, believe me. But I couldn't see calling in the police until I had something more definite to give them.
Oh, here. We can take Betsy, Mr. Dollar.
Are you kidding? We'll make better time in mine.
Oh, yes, of course. Oh.
We cut out through Westwood, then Santa Monica, then hit the coast highway and headed north. Finally, we pulled up at the entrance of the Malibu dock.
Look, that's the car I told you about, parked there at the side.
Yeah, and it looks like coming here may pay off for us.
But the boat, the Alpi car, it isn't at the mooring. Whitey. Oh, Whitey.
Oh, hi, Mr. Peebles.
Yes. Have you seen Mr. Cartwright this morning, Whitey?
Yeah, I didn't notice. His boat went out, though.
How long ago?
Oh, I'd say 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah?
Yeah. See it out there, going up towards Point Doom?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, but those two men...
What?
Yeah, they had the shore boat take them out to the Alpi car.
Yeah?
Well, I ought to sue them.
What do you mean?
That little trunk that they was carrying. You see what I'm mopping up? The messy trail it left all over the pier for me to clean up.
Blood.
Yes, sir, I ought to sue them.
Oh, Mr. Dollar, that means they're taking poor Alvin Cartwright's dismembered body out to sea to dispose of it, and on his own yacht.
Well, we've got to find something fast enough to catch up with it out there.
Well, there's that Thompson cruiser of Larry Comstock's tied up there.
Yeah, who's Comstock?
Oh, has a boat and motor shop in Los Angeles.
If it's fast enough.
Well, he has a couple of big Johnsons on it, fastest one that's out here now.
Then call him on the phone. Tell him we borrowed it.
Well, now...
Tell him why. It's an emergency, and that we'll pay him plenty for the use of it.
Well, now, I don't know if you really ought to.
Well, I do, and listen, call the Coast Guard in Santa Monica. Have them send out a patrol boat. Come on, Peoples.
But, Mr. Dollar, those men on the yacht are desperados. They're killers.
Okay, then stay here in the dock. I'll go it alone.
No. Alvin was my friend. I shall help to avenge his untimely death.
Maybe I should have left him behind. Of course, I had a gun with me. But that wouldn't keep him from stopping a bullet if the men aboard the Alpha car decided to shoot it out. I opened the throttle wide on the twin outboards, and within 15 minutes, we overtook the big 75-foot yacht. Much to my surprise, it was simply cruising along.
Of course. So as not to arouse suspicion. That's why, Mr. Dollar.
Yeah, possibly. And yet it must be pretty clear to them that we're chasing them.
Look, the man at the wheel. That's one of the ruffians I saw carrying the trunk with Alvin's bleeding body in it.
Ruffian, huh? I'm not so sure about that.
And there's the other, coiling up those ropes up on the foredeck. Killers.
Now, look, you better stay down low, Mr. Peoples. They're stopping the boat. If there's going to be any shooting...
Look. There's Alvin.
What?
Yes, Alvin. He just came up on deck.
Oh, you're right.
Can't you see, Mr. Dollar? They put him together again. Yes, those killers... Alvin! We are here! We've come to your rescue!
Jonathan, what a surprise! And Johnny Dollar. Now, what are you doing out here?
Are you kidding?
What? Oh, of course. I remember now. I wanted to take you out for a nice long ride in my lovely yacht.
Huh?
Of course. That's why I called you. Johnny, I think you deserve something nice like this for all the good work you've done. And since you've done so many fine things for me over the years, I decided I should take you on a nice long cruise. And you could relax and eat and sleep and fish and... yeah.
And that's why you called the insurance company to get in touch with me?
That's right. Now, wasn't that a great idea?
Well, I'll be it.
And I invited Jonathan along, too. But an awfully funny thing happened, Johnny.
No.
Yes, sir, Johnny. The minute we left the dock, I just knew there was something else that I'd forgotten. And you know what it was?
Don't tell me.
Of course I will. I'd forgotten to wait for you and Jonathan. Oh, now, isn't that the funniest thing?
Yeah, Mr. Cartwright, it sure is.
Now, just a minute, Alvin.
Yes, Jonathan.
What about those two men, those terrible killers?
What did you say?
Right there beside you. They killed you. They murdered you. And they... what am I saying? Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, you think it over, Mr. Peoples. Mr. Cartwright.
Yes, Jonathan.
You said something else you'd forgotten.
That's right. You and Jonathan. I forgot to wait for you at the house, and then when we started off, wasn't it silly of me? I forgot all about you.
What was the other thing?
The other thing?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, of course. Oh, the other thing that I'd forgotten was the trunk full of nice, thick, juicy tenderloin steaks that I'd set aside in the garage for this trip.
Trunk full?
Well, it was not a real trunk, just a little two-rope that I had out in the garage. But I remembered that the minute we came on board. And so I had to send Gerald and Harold back to the house in their car to get us.
Gerald and Harold?
Oh, they're my new butler and cook. Oh, they are the nicest boys. Oh, Gerald and Harold, come over here to the rail so my friend can...
Wait, Alvin, wait.
Yes, Jonathan?
You mean to say those men standing there beside you?
Now, why don't you and Johnny come aboard, and I'll introduce them to you.
Oh, wait, just a minute. Then all that blood...
What, Johnny?
All that blood that was dripping out of that trunk?
Yeah. Oh, wasn't that awful? And it was all my fault because I let the steaks fall out too much.
Oh, no.
All over the place. I never saw so much
no.
blood. But now, come aboard, and we'll take the nice trip that I planned for you. Come on
now. Hey, you know something? It's crazy. It's wild. But it does my heart good to get tangled up in something like this sometimes. Helps keep away the ulcers. As for the expense account, forget it. Alvin Peabody Cartwright shoved a check into my hands before I left that would cover the expense account 12 times over. As for Larry Comstock, the man whose boat I'd appropriated, well, when he heard the story of what had happened, he wouldn't accept a penny for it. So, that's that. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Instead of telling you about next week's yarn, congratulations to station WDBJ in Roanoke, Virginia. 35 years on the air. Pretty good, huh? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, Gene Tatum, Howard McNear, Forrest Lewis, Joseph Kearns, and Paul Dubov. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Dan Cumberly speaking.
Earl, how are you?
Great. Tell me, do you remember the Lucky Fall Ranch?
Well, if you're talking about the one out in Green Mountain Falls, Colorado.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Well, sure. That's where you and I and Ray, what's his name?
Ray Smishney.
Yeah, Ray Smishney, who owns the Lucky Four. You and he and I investigated the death of that concert pianist.
That's right.
Also, we had some real fine trout fishing up in 11 Mile Canyon.
Do you remember the little private lake up in the mountain back of Ray's ranch?
Cherry Lake?
Yeah, it's Old Bill Cherry's lake. Only it isn't there anymore.
Oh, that's too bad.
Old Bill isn't around anymore either.
Well, what's happened to him?
According to all the information, he was killed when the dam broke and sent his farmhouse crashing down into the valley below.
Oh, gee, that's too bad.
I have the claim for his insurance right here on my desk. I'll send a copy of the policy to you there at the Lucky Four.
Hey, wait a minute. Is something wrong, Earl?
That's what I want you to find out.
What makes you think something's wrong?
A phone call I just got from Ray Smishney said he's found a couple of things that make him think the breaching of that dam was no accident.
Okay, Earl. I'll grab the first plane I can.
in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Tri-State Life and Casualty Insurance Company. Attention, Earl Foreman. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Lucky Four matter. Expense account item 1, $3.25 phone call to Ray Schmisney to tell him I was on my way. Item 2, 8170 air transportation to Colorado Springs. Ray met me at Peterson Field, the municipal airport.
Well, glad you could make it, Johnny.
Yeah, good to see you again, Ray. How are things with the Lucky Four?
Oh, just fine. Our best season ever. Here, we'll shove your bags in the back seat.
Okay, good.
Go ahead now, hop in.
Yeah, sure. All right. Now, what's this about your thinking old Bill Cherry's death was no accident?
Johnny, I'd better give you the whole story. You remember Cherry Lake, don't you?
Sure. I remember taking a couple of nights trout out of it on a Silver Doctor. Or was it a Royal Coast?
Well, you didn't meet old Bill because he was away at the time. Actually, we were kind of poaching when we fished up there.
Oh?
If he'd suddenly come back and caught us, he'd probably have filled our hides with birdshot.
And here I always thought you were on the side of law and order.
He was a kind of ornery old cuss, but in spite of it, we got along pretty well. Even after he put in that dam.
How'd the dam affect you?
3 Mile Creek used to water some of my property before he put it in. Some of the others down below, too.
Oh, I see. But now what happened?
Johnny, old Bill's little plot of farmland is up around the 9,000-foot level, you know.
Yeah, I know.
So the snowpack melts down pretty late. That meant a big summer flow of water into his lake.
Yeah. And what about when some of your big summer rains come pouring down?
It was during one of the big rains a couple of weeks ago, one night it was, that the dam gave way. Johnny, that thing busted loose like an explosion. And what was left of old Bill's house came tumbling down on the Lucky Four property.
And old Bill?
Oh, we found his body in the wreckage. Oh, hold on. I'm going to take my favorite shortcut and get away from the highway traffic.
Sure. But now, Earl Foreman told me you seem to think that dam didn't give way by itself.
Well, I did in the beginning. Everybody did. And why not? Homemade dam, more water in the lake than ever before, more water pouring down out of the sky to fill it up. Big storm. Maybe it was even hit by lightning.
But now?
Johnny, I went up there and poked around a couple of days ago. First chance I've had since the rains quit.
And what did you find?
A couple of things I want you to look at.
What kind of things, Ray?
Now, they may not mean a thing, Johnny, any more than who's the beneficiary of old Bill's insurance.
Which reminds me, did Earl send me something in the mail?
Oh, yeah, a big envelope, Johnny, and I opened it by mistake.
It was supposed to contain a copy of Bill Cherry's policy.
It did. And when I looked at it and saw who the beneficiary is...
Hey, sounds to me like you need a tune-up, buddy.
That's funny. Let's stop and take a look, huh?
Yeah, why not? You say that when you saw who the beneficiary is...
Oh, a worthless nephew of Bill's who hangs around the pool rooms in Colorado Springs. He's been in a couple of scrapes with the law.
Oh, here. Let me see if I can open this hood.
There. Maybe the catch is stuck. I got it. Here now. Well, anyhow, I've always felt this Tommy Walker wouldn't stop short of murder if he thought it.
There you are.
Oh, good.
And... Holy... Ray.
Hey, look at all those crazy wires. No wonder she was missing.
You didn't put that wiring in there?
Are you kidding?
Ray, come on, hit the deck.
Huh?
Come on the side of the road, back of this rock.
What's the matter?
All right, get down fast.
What's got into you, Johnny? And look.
No, you look.
Johnny, holy smoke.
Yeah, you look.
Well, that was some kind of a bomb wired up in there.
Yeah, by somebody who meant business.
Johnny.
By somebody who must have seen you poking around up near Old Bill's dam.
You mean...
Who must have found out you'd sent for me. What'd you say the name of Old Bill's nephew is?
Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
Many of us on the job are clock watchers and time clock punchers just waiting for time to quit. When is it really time to quit? The man with a set day of work has a schedule to adhere to, but the fighting man quits only when the job is done, and to him, capture by the enemy does not mean the end. but perhaps only the beginning of the most important part of his job. One of the points of the Code of Conduct for the American Fighting Man says, quote, "If I am captured, I will continue to resist by all means available. I will make every effort to escape and aid others to escape. I will accept neither parole nor special favors from the enemy." Unquote. The strong ideals set forth there are the same ideals that gave great determination to one young officer of the United States Navy. Half an hour after Lieutenant Edward V.M. Isaac's ship was sunk by 3 torpedoes in the Atlantic Ocean in May 1918 at the height of World War I, he was taken prisoner by the commander of the German submarine U-90. During the U-boat's trip back to Germany, Lieutenant Isaac learned a great deal of vital secret information about U-boat movements. Determined to make this information available to the United States and Allied naval authorities, Lieutenant Isaac, while on his way to a prisoner of war camp, risked his life by jumping through the window of a rapidly moving train. Severely injured by his fall, he was again captured. Months later, aided by several American Army officers who short-circuited the prison lighting system, Lieutenant Isaac escaped through barbed wire fences and amid heavy rifle fire from the guards. After 7 days and nights of rugged travel over the mountains, and with only raw vegetables for food, he swam the swift current of the Rhine River right under the noses of the enemy sentries. Evading many enemy soldiers, he reached the American legation in Bern, Switzerland, and completed his self-assigned mission. For risking his life many times above and beyond the call of duty, Lieutenant Edward Isaac was awarded the Medal of Honor. His personal code of conduct had made him realize that war doesn't end with confinement as a prisoner of war. That is when the real responsibility may begin.
And now, Act Two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Lucky Four matter. It was the driver of a big interstate moving van that came to our rescue after Ray's car blew up. He'd seen the explosion from the highway, seen one of the fenders flying through the air. Yeah, somehow those big truckers are always around to give you a hand. He drove us into Colorado Springs. Item 3, $50 deposit on a rental car, and we headed east on Highway 24 to Green Mountain Falls. The Lucky Four is on a level spot on the side of a mountain, about half a mile up from the highway. 6 or 8 nice modern cottages share a beautiful view of pikes and several other high peaks that surround colorful Ute paths. I dumped my luggage, set a load of Ray's pretty wife, Lee, and we headed up a narrow wagon trail up the side of the mountain in Ray's Jeep.
Here, Johnny, that truck driver gave me this souvenir.
Hey, looks like a piece of the wiring we found under the hood before your car blew up.
That's what it is. Now, look, you see there where 3 Mile Creek bounces down over the rocks?
It's quite a flow there, Ray. And I see that it goes on down through your property again.
Just like it did before old Bill put in his dam. Of course, I don't really need the water, not as much as Ralph Kimball, at least.
Who's Kimball?
A property next to mine. Retired man, used to be a math or physics prof or something.
Nice neighbor?
Oh, he keeps to himself, he and his wife. Ornery old cuss like old Bill. They have no use for each other. Didn't like interference. Now, you see that clearing up ahead?
Yes? That's where old Bill's home used to be, huh?
Yeah, before the water dumped it down on my place. Kindling, that's about all that was left of it.
You still haven't told me what you found up here.
Well, one thing I found down below on his body, gripped tight in his hand, sort of a death grip, I guess it was.
Yeah?
Cigarette package. El Perro cigarettes.
That's a Cuban brand. Is that what he smoked?
No, sir. He never smoked in his life. Wouldn't even have the things on his plate. Do you see what I mean?
Well, I don't think that's much of a clue.
Well, what I figure, Johnny, that is, after what else I found, is that he caught somebody prowling around his dam, maybe struggled with him, and that's how come the cigarette package.
Whoa, now, Ray, back off. Whatever else you found up here, it better be more conclusive than that.
All right. Look here. Here's where the dam was, between these big rocks.
What kind of a dam?
Concrete, with planks across.
Oh, yeah. I can see where cement is still stuck to them. Used some dynamite, too. You can see the mark where he drilled to pack in the stuff.
That's my clue number 1, Johnny. He didn't use any dynamite. He was afraid of it. Also, I'd have known. I'd have heard it go off while he was building his dam.
But somebody...
Yeah, somebody, all right. Look at this. Plastered on this rock.
A piece of label?
Plastered on the rock by the force of that explosion.
says Titan Super IXL Dynamite.
Johnny, he wouldn't even have the stuff around. Another thing, it's a brand you can only get in one little store in Denver, and he'd never go there. He hated the place.
Yeah, you said the dam went like an explosion.
Yes, sir. But of course, with all the thunder and lightning that night, who could be sure which was which?
Oh, well, chances are lightning wouldn't reach down here, Ray, with all the high peaks around.
That's what first hit me, Johnny.
Come on. Let's go into Colorado Springs and find this nephew of old Bill's.
Tommy Walker. Yes, sir, Johnny. Being the beneficiary and all, who else could it be?
Ray, I'm with you. Doesn't look to me like there'd be any cheap pool halls in this part of town.
No. But up ahead's the Ace High radio shop. That's where Tommy was working, last I heard.
Oh? Can you think of anything better to tie in with the way that infernal machine was wired into the hood of your car?
Holy smoke, Johnny, you're right. But, well, what I don't understand is how come it didn't go off the second I turned on the ignition?
May I help you, gentlemen? Some kind of timing device. I think whoever said it wanted to get me, too.
Yes, sir, gentlemen. That means he knew you'd be in the car with me on the way back from the airport.
That's right.
Gentlemen?
Oh, we're looking for Tommy Walker.
Oh, don't mention that no good.
Then I take it he isn't here.
Oh, 2 days he lasted. If you ask me, it was 2 days too long.
Well, you had trouble with him, mister?
Oh, no trouble. No, nothing. That was the trouble. Answered my ad in the paper, said he knew all about radios and electronics. He could fix anything.
Well?
That dumb, lazy lout. He didn't know anything. He didn't do anything. He didn't know the difference between a fuse and a vacuum tube. Never even heard of a transistor, much less know what a circuit was.
Yeah, well...
All he knew about a radio was how to turn the knobs. Oh, and the music that guy would tune.
Well,
now, me, I like the guy.
Well, now, look,
And that boy was so dumb he couldn't even attach the wires to a plug properly.
You sure of that?
All he wanted was a place where he could sit around smoking those smelly Cuban cigarettes and listening to trashy music.
Cuban cigarettes, Johnny. That pack I found.
Yeah. Mister,
in my life.
as long as I'm here, I wonder if you could sell me a hunk of wire like this piece.
Certainly, sir. Oh, this? No, I have nothing like that.
I see. And you're sure Tommy didn't know anything about electricity?
Oh, of course I'm sure. Look, when I told him once to open up the back of a telephone...
Come on, Ray.
The darn fool, he would have electrocuted himself if I hadn't been there. Gentlemen.
Johnny, if he's telling the truth...
He is, Ray. Come on, we're going back to the ranch.
Well, but why, Johnny?
It's worked before, and I hope and pray it'll work again. Ray, I'm going to play a hunch.
Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
And now for another episode in the life of Sergeant Donald Bellwether, my husband. Donald, it's sure pouring, isn't it? Can you see all right?
Oh, yeah, I can see. Those windshield wipers are operating with mechanical perfection. You notice there are no more streaks either since I put on the new rubber blades.
You know, I think every driver should have his windshield wipers in good order. It's much safer. It would be much safer if everyone would slow down during wet weather like my husband is doing right now.
Just being cautious, Reba. We don't want an accident in this downpour.
We don't want an accident anytime.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, the experts say that accidents just don't happen. Something causes accidents, and that cause can be prevented. By the way, dear, in what kind of weather do you think most accidents occur?
Oh, I'd say in rain or snowy weather or slippery weather when visibility is impaired.
That's the wrong answer, dear.
Wrong? Hey, are you serious?
Statistics show that 8 out of 10 accidents occur when the weather is clear or with a cloudy overcast.
Are you positive? I wonder why.
But, here's our house, dear.
Oh, yeah. Now, you sit right here, Reba. I'll get out with the umbrella, and then I'll come around and open your door.
All right, honey.
I wonder why.
Wonder why what?
Why 8 out of 10 accidents happen in clear weather?
Oh, well, I don't know for sure, Sergeant. But I do know that you drove very carefully tonight in the rain.
Thanks.
Now, if everyone drove as carefully during clear, dry weather, there'd be less accidents, I'm sure.
Hey, that must be it. People automatically get cautious in the rain and snow. Too bad they don't stay that way in good weather.
You will, won't you? I mean, drive safely in good weather, too?
I promise.
Oh, that's my Donald. That's my doll.
truly Johnny Dollar and the Lucky Four matter.
Back at the Lucky Four, Ray's wife, Glee, made us a couple of sandwiches and some coffee. We'd kind of forgotten about lunch. While I looked over the insurance policy that Earl Portman had sent on to me. Yeah, Tommy Walker was the only beneficiary. But, and this was the important part, he was due to receive the munificent sum of $1,000. And that's all.
That's all? You mean he'd kill his uncle for $1,000?
I don't think so, Glee.
Well, and yet, if Tommy is the only one to benefit...
Listen, Ray. You told me right off the bat you hadn't liked the idea of old Bill putting that dam up there.
Johnny,
no. That is... Well, none of us liked it.
What do you mean by us?
Well, none of us. The Kimballs and us.
Only because it kept the creek from coming down here. He made a diversion when he put in that dam.
But after I put in the pumps, we've had plenty of water. And I'd have had to put in the pumps anyway.
You ever use dynamite around here, Ray?
Sure. Most everybody does one time or another. In this whole section, use it to clear the land.
Johnny, that...
Listen, Johnny, I don't know what you're driving at.
Most everybody does, huh?
Yes.
Have you ever used that particular brand? Titan Super IXL?
No, sir. Never in my life.
But you knew where to get it.
Everybody does, Johnny. Johnny, please.
Everybody, huh?
Yes.
Including Ralph Kimball next door?
Mr. Kimball?
Huh?
Yeah. Maybe I'd better go over and talk to him, huh?
They're not at home. Went to Denver this morning early, but Johnny...
How do you know?
She told me they were going. She dropped in last night, and she told me, and I said Ray was going, too, to meet...
Johnny, look.
She drop in here very often?
Well, only since the dam broke, and... Well, they weren't too friendly before, but now... Well,
Physics professor, huh? Electronics.
Good Lord, Johnny.
I'm going over and take a look around.
Oh, dear.
I'll go with you, Johnny.
Ray had minimized the problem he'd had when the dam was put in. Maybe his next-door neighbor hadn't. Kimball had kept to himself, Ray said. It was very much like old Bill Cherry, an ornery sort of cuss who didn't like interference. And old Bill's dam had certainly interfered with Kimball's water supply. We started our search in the workshop back at Kimball's house.
Here it is, Johnny. Take a look.
Titan Super IXL. Look here, Ray. This rock drill the same size as the one used up on the dam?
Sure is, Johnny. And if we can find some of it. Yeah. Yeah, this is it, all right. Same kind of wire that was on the bomb under the hood of my car.
Pretty good evidence, if you ask me. And here. El Perro, the same brand as the cigarette package you found clutched in old Bill's hand.
But listen, Johnny.
Yeah?
This is only what you'd call circumstantial evidence.
But if there's enough of it. Listen.
Yeah?
Maybe you underplayed it. Maybe you were pretty sore about that dam.
Well, of course I was.
And so was Kimball.
Well, he threatened to sue, Johnny. He threatened a lot of things, but that doesn't...
All right. Call that the motive. Now, this evidence, this rock drill.
But a lot of people use them, maybe even the same size.
And this wire, the same kind used to hook up that bomb.
But, well, most anybody could get wire like that. I think.
The point is, he has it. And the right brand of dynamite.
Well, anybody who knows that store up in Denver...
As for hooking up that infernal machine, Kimball was a physics professor, electronics.
Yeah, that's true.
Did he know about your private shortcut to Denver?
Yes. Yes, Johnny, I told him one time.
He also knew when you and I would be on that road. Glee had told his wife. She probably told her why I was coming here.
Yes, that's true.
Kimball and his wife left for Denver early this morning.
And look, Johnny.
Huh?
The mud on these boots here in the corner. The same gray silk you find only up around Cherry Lake.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't prove it... But, Johnny, it's all circumstantial.
But it'll hold up in court.
What?
7 points of similarity, Ray, that'll stand up in any court in the land.
But even if...
Even if. Because what the law calls 7 points of similarity, as any mathematician can tell you, will occur only once in 38 billion times.
That's true?
That's true. And that's what's going to hang Mr. Kimball.
That, Mr. Dollar, is not true.
Kimball. Oh, now, surely you're not going to be foolish enough to use that thing, Kimball.
You've left me no alternatives now that you found out.
Now look, Mr. Kimball.
All right, Bisney. Dollar, if you want to do any praying, do it fast. What?
Yes, Mildred?
Ray's wife.
Ray's wife.
Yes, she's coming over here with a shotgun.
Shotgun, eh? Well, she's too late.
Oh, no, she isn't. Oh, that was too close, Johnny. Yeah. Shall we join the ladies? Well, it's up to the authorities now, the courts. And I don't think there's much doubt about the outcome. Kimball's attempt to kill us was the clincher. As for Tommy Walker, the heir, well, you'll have to pay him off on old Bill's policy. Expense account total, including the trip back to Hartford, $224.95. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
From Hollywood, it's time now for...
Johnny Dollar.
Pat McCracken, Universal Adjustment Bureau, Johnny.
Hi, Pat. What's new?
At the moment, Edward J. Rollins III.
Oh, what about him?
One of our companies has a hefty policy on his life, and he sent word he wanted to change his beneficiary, then he disappeared.
And you want me to go looking for him?
That's the general idea.
Oh, look, Pat, you could be wasting dough sending me. Chances are he'll pop up again by himself.
Oh, yes, I know. Of course, it involves a little trip to the Caribbean, but if you're not interested...
The Caribbean? I'll be right over.
Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
And now, Act One of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Universal Adjustment Bureau, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Time and Tide matter. Expense account item 1, $1.20 cab fare from my apartment to the offices of Universal Adjustment Bureau and Pat McCracken.
So the mention of the Caribbean did the trick. Sit down.
Yeah, thanks. Now, what's the deal?
Well, about 6 months ago, Johnny, Ed Rollins decided to marry a girl named Virginia Blake. And he took out a large policy on himself from one of our companies, naming her as beneficiary. Last week, he apparently changed his mind.
Oh?
Called from Nassau, said he wanted to remove Virginia Blake as beneficiary, and he was supposed to come to Miami to sign the papers. We had an agent waiting there for him. But he didn't show.
What was he doing in Nassau?
He had his cabin cruiser down there with 3 of his friends. Among them, Virginia Blake.
Did you check Nassau to see if he's still there?
Oh, we checked. His boat is gone. Now, the trail just starts in Nassau, Johnny. Where it'll lead is anybody's guess.
Expense account item 2, $140 even, air transportation and incidentals to Nassau in the Bahamas. There, I found a man who remembered fueling up Rollins' boat a few days before. He'd heard them talking about working their way down through the Bahamas, skin diving, and then cutting over to Jamaica. They'd mentioned one place in particular, Crooked Island. Item 3, $50, transportation via chartered seaplane to Crooked Island. I spotted Rollins' cruiser in one of the coves, and the pilot set me down nearby. A dinghy with an outboard motor came over from the boat. It was Ed Rollins.
You say you're an insurance investigator, Dollar?
Yeah, that's right, Mr. Rollins.
Well, what are you doing here?
Well, I came to see if you were okay.
Me? Well, why shouldn't I be?
You were supposed to meet an agent from the company in Miami last week. You didn't show up.
Oh, well, I changed my mind. You mean you came all the way down here because I didn't show up in Miami?
Well, when a man with a hefty policy in his life disappears, the insurance company starts worrying.
So it seems.
Hey, mind slowing down a bit? I'd like to talk to you before we get on board.
Sure. Now, what's on your mind?
As I understand it, you took out a policy about 6 months ago and named a Virginia Blake as beneficiary.
Yes, that's right. We're going to be married.
Then a week ago, you apparently changed your mind.
Well, I decided to think it over some more. That's why I brought the boat down here.
What's the trouble?
Oh, it's just Well, I might as well tell you. I began to suspect Virginia's been two-timing me.
Oh? With whom?
That I don't know.
Have you asked her about it?
No, not yet.
Why not?
Because I'm afraid she might tell me the truth. Maybe I don't really want to hear it.
Ah, I see.
Look, Mr. Dollar, we're going to do a little more skin diving here in the cove this afternoon and then shove off for Jamaica around dark. Why not come along? You can catch a plane back to the States from there.
Okay. Who all's on board your boat?
Let's see. Virginia, you know about. Then there's Bill Winslow.
Winslow?
Yes, kind of a beachcomber at heart. I bring him along mainly to handle the boat. He's real good at it.
Anybody else?
Oh, Tony Atherton. A worthless sort of guy, but rather amusing company once in a while. Besides, he introduced me to Virginia, so I owe him something for that. I guess.
Well, look, you mind introducing me as just an old friend of yours?
Yes, that's just what I had in mind. Oh, say, there they are waiting for us on deck.
Bill Winslow was tall, lanky, blonde crew cut, deep tan. The kind who looked at home on a boat. Tony Atherton, on the other hand, was the kind who was at home nowhere. Or maybe anywhere, as long as he had a drink in his hand. And Virginia, well, one look at her and you forgot where home was. Rollins and Bill Winslow strapped on aqualongs and went over the side to do some skin diving. Tony Atherton, Virginia, and I sat around on deck for a while. I noticed that Virginia didn't seem to be at ease. Atherton noticed it, too.
Use a drink, Virginia?
No, thanks.
What's the matter, darling? You bored?
No.
You see, darling, Virginia didn't really want to come on this trip, did you, dear?
Just skip it, Tony, will you? Seems like Ed and Bill have been underwater a long while.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. How long do they usually...
don't worry. Ed likes to live dangerously. Besides, he's got Bill Winslow, all-American boy, to take care of.
Will you lay off it, Tony?
Hey, there they are. Hey, wait a minute. Looks like Rollins is in trouble.
Get him on board! Here.
Hey, quick.
Get on.
Watch his face, please. Easy. I have the face plate. Get it off. You okay, Rollins?
Yes. Yes, I guess so.
What happened, Ed?
Oh, something went wrong with his air supply. Yeah. Sprang a leak. Thanks, Bill. If it hadn't been for you...
Oh, skip it. Just lucky I was close to you.
Look at this rubber tubing. It's frayed through.
Yeah, I guess I must have scraped it against some coral.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably it.
Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
And now for another episode in the life of Sergeant Donald Bellwether, my husband. Hi, honey. Did you fix the windshield wipers?
I sure did, Reba. How's that?
Oh, you fixed them. Good for you, Donald.
Thank you, my dear. Well, that's that. Now, if it rains, we're prepared for it, huh? I feel better now.
Oh, me too. A driver has to see the danger if he expects to avoid it.
That's right. And also keep the back and side windows clear in rain and snowy weather.
That's right. Oh, how about the horn?
The horn?
The horn doesn't work, Sergeant. Aren't you going to fix it?
No, I don't think so. Frankly, Reba, I hate horns. Whenever there's a traffic jam, the first thing some guys do is blow their horn.
Which does absolutely no good.
Of course not. All it does is jar everyone's nerves. No, I don't think I'll fix the horn.
Oh, but now wait a minute, Don. Look, supposing we're driving along and suddenly we see a youngster on his bicycle headed right out into the street. Sounding that horn will warn him and possibly avoid a tragic accident.
Yes, that's true, but...
Or supposing we're driving on the highway, and just as we're about to pass a car, that car decides to pull out into our lane and pass the car ahead of him. He obviously doesn't see us, and he won't hear us shout. But one little beep on that horn, and he'll automatically scoot back and avoid a collision.
Reba, you've convinced me. Even though it can be a nuisance, the automobile horn is a necessity.
Then you'll repair it?
Immediately.
Oh, that's my Donald. That's my doll.
And now, Act Two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Time and Tide Matter.
Ed Rollins seemed to regard his close shave underwater as an accident, so I decided to play it that way. But I wasn't convinced. Somebody could have tampered with his air hose. We got underway around dark and headed for Jamaica. About 10, I went up on deck for a cigarette. It was a dark night, but from the stern I could see two figures up in the cockpit. One was Virginia. The other at the wheel, I figured, was Ed Rollins. There was a long kiss. Then they lit cigarettes. In the light from the match, I could see it wasn't Ed Rollins at all. It was Bill Winslow.
Dollar? That you?
Ed Rollins. I guess he'd just come topside. But I didn't know if he'd seen what I'd just seen. If he had, he gave no sign of it.
Johnny. You know that stuff I was telling you about? Maybe cutting Virginia out as beneficiary?
Yeah, what about it, Ed?
I think you better forget it. I've decided to go ahead and marry her. Well, I don't think I could get along without her.
Oh, I see. Look, Rollins, it's probably none of my business, but there's something I feel...
There's Virginia now up in the cockpit with Bill.
Yeah, that's right.
I thought she was below. Well, she must be doing some navigating.
Yeah.
Virginia? Virginia, honey, come on back.
Oh, okay, Ed.
Watch your footing. We're rolling a little.
Yeah, pretty heavy swell.
How's Bill getting along up there?
Okay, why?
It's about time I relieved him at the wheel.
Well, I'll take over if you like.
Oh, thanks, Johnny. But I enjoy handling the boat at night. Virginia, honey, you look sort of tired. Maybe you ought to turn in.
I will as soon as I finish my cigarette.
Well, I'll take over now.
Enjoying the cruise, Mr. Dollar?
Sure. How about you?
Why not?
According to Tony Atherton, you didn't want to make this trip.
Tony's very good at remarks like that.
Oh, I thought you and he were old friends.
Let's just say I've known him a long time.
How you doing, Dollar?
Fine, Winslow. How's the boat doing?
On course. We should reach Jamaica tomorrow night. Virginia.
I think I'll go below now. I'll see you in the morning.
Good night.
Night, Virginia. Well, you seem pretty much at home aboard a boat, Winslow.
It's where I belong.
You and Rollins seem to do all the boat handling. How about Atherton? He ever give you a hand?
No, he's just the passenger type.
Well, how about Virginia? Does she handle a boat?
She can handle anything.
Oh.
She's a nice girl, Mr. Dollar. She deserves the best.
Maybe that's what Rollins can give her.
Maybe.
You don't sound convinced.
Good night, Dollar.
When we reached Jamaica the next night, I decided to do some checking. I went ashore and called Pat McCracken back in the States, asked him to find out what he could about any of them. He was to call me at a restaurant where we were having dinner. Winslow went back to the boat right after the meal, and Atherton drifted out to inspect a few bars. Rollins, Virginia, and I stayed at the table over coffee, but Virginia was restless and edgy. Finally, she told Rollins she wanted to talk to him. They went out on the terrace. And just then, my call from the States came through.
Johnny, Pat McCracken.
Hi. Did you find out anything?
Yeah. Ran a check on Virginia Blake. I found out she's apparently been paying off for something.
What do you mean?
She's been issuing checks regularly, a couple of $100 apiece, and always to the same guy.
You know his name?
Yeah. Tony Atherton.
I hung up and went out to the terrace, but Rollins and Virginia were gone. I started looking for Tony Atherton. I tried half a dozen bars with no luck. It was after 1 in the morning when I got back to the boat. Atherton was in his bunk. I woke him up.
What do you want, Dollar? Don't you realize what time it is?
Yeah, I want to know why you've been blackmailing Virginia.
Wait a minute. It's a pretty ugly word.
You're so right. Now look, Atherton.
Hello? Anybody aboard?
Yeah. Who is it?
Inspector Hastings, Jamaica Police. Is this Mr. Edwin Rollins' boat?
Yes, that's right.
I'm afraid I have some bad news for you. Mr. Rollins has been slugged and robbed.
What? Good Lord. Was he hurt bad?
I'm afraid so. Touch and go whether or not he'll live.
Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
And now for another episode in the life of Sergeant Donald Bellwether, my husband.
Reba!
Reba!
What is it, Donald?
Confounded Reba, I can't find the fountain pen. I've looked all through this desk.
Here it is, dear.
Here it is.
You must have used it as a marker when you were reading this book. Let's see, this great literary classic, Six Gun Showdown at Powder River Gulch.
All right, never mind about my reading habits. Just look at the coverage we're going to get with this new auto accident policy.
Let's see. We have collision.
$50 deductible.
Fire, theft, public liability, property damage, medical benefits. In other words, we have complete coverage.
That's right. Of course, it's going to cost us money. I'm sending the company a check right now. Gee, it's too bad we don't live in Rhode Island.
Rhode Island? Why?
Oh, because then our rates would be lower. Rhode Island has less accidents per capita than any other state.
Oh. Well, which state has the highest?
Let me see. Here it is, Nevada. No, by golly, Nevada's second highest. Alaska has the most.
Really? I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just too bad we can't eliminate traffic accidents completely. Not only would it save life and limb, but it'd be a lot less strain on the pocketbook.
Yeah, that's for sure. These automobile accident policies get more expensive every year just because there's so many costly accidents.
Well, I'm glad we've got some good insurance coverage, Donald, but just remember one thing.
Oh, what's that, honey?
Well, some auto accidents ruin a fender, and some ruin a family.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
But as far as I'm concerned, I don't want any of your old insurance money. I want you here at home, safe and sound. You'll always drive carefully, won't you?
Yes, I will, dear.
Oh, that's my Donald. That's my doll.
And now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Time and Tide Matter.
Inspector Hastings led me down the pier and around the corner of a warehouse about 100 yards from the boat.
This is where one of my men discovered Rollins, Mr. Dollar.
He'd been slugged, huh?
With a length of pipe we found nearby. No fingerprints on it, Holmes. Rollins is in the hospital in a coma. Apparently he hasn't more than a 50-50 chance.
You said something about robbery, Inspector.
His wallet and valuables are gone. I'm afraid we've had quite a bit of that sort of thing around the waterfront lately.
Robbery, huh? Maybe. Maybe not. I poked around the pier for a while, but didn't turn up a thing. It was about 7 in the morning when I finally got back to the boat in Atherton's stateroom.
I told Virginia what happened, Dollar. She went to the hospital immediately.
Okay, I can talk to her later, Atherton. I still want to know why you've been blackmailing her.
Oh, look, you got proof, Dollar.
Virginia's been issuing checks to you pretty regularly.
Look, what's wrong with that? She and I are old friends. I've had bad luck with some of my investments. She's been kind enough to help me out. Now, look, Dollar, if you're trying to tie me in with what happened to Rollins, you're just wasting time.
Am I?
Of course you are. You stop this nonsense, I can probably help you.
Oh?
Look, take a look out this porthole. Come on. What do you see, huh?
A stretch of pier? A warehouse?
Exactly.
Well, what about it?
Well, just as I was turning in last night, I heard footsteps on the pier. I looked out the porthole. Somebody was walking along it. As he turned the corner, I could see who he was by the warehouse light. It was Ed Rollins.
Oh?
A moment later, somebody stepped out of the shadows and followed him around the corner. Dollar, that was Bill Winslow.
I tell you, I'm not the one who slugged Ed Rollins.
But you admit taking a walk last night late.
Well, sure. So what?
All right, where'd you go?
Oh, along the waterfront. I don't remember just where, and I don't remember what time it was.
Along that pier out there, around that warehouse, maybe.
Maybe. Look, I wasn't paying much attention where I was going, but I didn't see Rollins at all. What reason would I have to do a thing like that to him?
I can maybe think of one.
Like what?
Like you in Virginia.
Me? Oh, now, just a minute. That has nothing to do with it.
I think it has, Winslow.
Get this straight, Dollar. I didn't slug Rollins.
I kept hammering away at him, but I couldn't get anywhere. Finally, I left him and went up on deck. Virginia had just come back from the hospital.
He's still unconscious, Johnny. They say they don't know whether he'll make it.
Virginia, what happened last night? When I got through with my phone call at the restaurant, you and Rollins had left.
Yes. We walked around town a while talking. Then Ed said he had something to take care of, so he sent me back to the boat in a cab. I came back here and went to bed. I didn't know what had happened until Tony Atherton told me this morning.
Mind telling me what you and Rollins were talking about last night?
He told me about the doubts he'd been having about me, that he realized he still wanted to marry me.
Oh?
And I told him there were a couple of things he should know about me first.
Like Bill Winslow, for instance?
Not that it matters now, Johnny, but that was a goodbye kiss.
Oh.
A couple of months ago, I became very attracted to Bill, but it was no good. You give Bill a boat or a beach, and... Well, his thinking doesn't go much beyond that. And I began to realize that what I really wanted was Ed.
What was his reaction when you told him about Winslow?
Well, he's a pretty wonderful guy, Johnny. That's why if anything happens that he doesn't pull through, I don't know what I'd do.
And what was the other thing you told him last night?
That Tony Atherton had been blackmailing me.
It figured.
You see, I roomed with a girl once I thought was okay, but she wasn't. Some stolen things were found in our apartment. I thought they were hers. I couldn't prove I wasn't involved.
You did time for it?
Yes. I wish I'd told Ed right at the start.
Well, at least you did tell him last night.
Johnny, who could have done this to Ed? You don't think it could have been Bill Winslow?
Oh, what I think doesn't matter, Virginia. It's what I can prove that counts. And right now, that's nothing. I walked off the boat and along the waterfront. There was a swirl in the channel. The tide was going out. It was almost low. I glanced over at Roland's boat. It was resting lower against the pier now. Suddenly, a couple of ideas started pecking away at me. I went back aboard the boat and found a tide table. According to my watch on the table, it was low tide. Then I looked up the time of the previous roll. Yeah. I headed for Tony Atherton's stateroom.
All right. So Virginia was buying a little silence from me about her past. So what?
When Virginia told Rollins you'd been blackmailing her, he probably didn't like it much. He told her he had some business to take care of. It could have been with you.
Now, look.
So he went out looking for you around the town. He found you.
Now, wait a minute.
What'd he do? Threatened to have you prosecuted? Was that it? So you followed him down to the waterfront, sneaked up behind him and slugged him.
No.
You figured you'd killed him. But even if you hadn't, you were safe because he couldn't have seen who slugged him.
Look, Dolly, you're talking nonsense. Told you I saw Bill Winslow following Rollins. I saw it right through this porthole.
And that's where you hung yourself.
What?
Take a look out that porthole. What do you see? Why? Yeah. The pilings of the pier. It's low tide.
Well, so what?
And it was low tide at the time of the attack. You couldn't have seen over the top of the pier then. You were lying.
Oh, now, look, I tell you, I
won't try it.
Get away from me!
You know, it's funny, Atherton. Shakespeare was more right than he knew. There is a tide in the affairs of men, which sometimes leads to fortune. In your case, brother, you missed. Expense account total, including transportation and incidentals home, $403.50. Remarks? Tony Atherton's in jail where he belongs. Bill Winslow is somewhere in a boat where he belongs. Ed Rollins pulled through. He and Virginia will get married next month. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Now, here's our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, the plot revolves around Ong's hat. And if you want to know what that means, well, join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone. Today's story was written by Robert Wright. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, Larry Dobkin, Herb Ellis, Tony Barrett, Frank Nelson, and Ben Wright. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Dan Cubberly speaking.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, has been a presentation of the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.